The opener, when they beat Colorado, it truly means something. The first play of the sequence, quarterback Justin Holland has a chance to get it into David Anderson, 1 yard short after a terrific tackle. After a spike of the ball, Marcus Houston, the former Colorado Buffalo, unable to punch it again, and with the coaching staff frantically calling for a spike of the ball, Tristan Walker stopped by J.J. Billingsley. 30 seconds, 1 yard, Sonny Lubig's team goes down, and what it led to was a bad season for Colorado State. They went 4-7. When they win conference titles and average over 9 wins per season against Colorado. When they lose that game, bad seasons result.
It is a big game for both. Now for Colorado, they come in as the defending champion in the Big 12 North. Now here's a news flash. They've won 3 of the last 4. They're picked again this year, mainly because they have 17 starters returning.
And a terrific head coach who kept the team together last year amidst a bunch of turmoil. Gary Barnett, last year's Big 12 Coach of the Year, thought he might not have a job for a while, but when he returned, he pulled the team together, they banded together, won the Big 12 North again, and went to the Houston Bowl and won that game. And he's led by a senior quarterback who is 2-0 against Colorado State and seeking to get that all-important 3rd win. And what they're looking for from Joel Klatt is his ability to manage a football game and the 2003 version of Joel Klatt. 21 touchdown passes that year. He took a step back last season. He expects to play well again this year. But Ron, this game boils down to who will be more physical. Coaching staffs have spent all offseason talking about being physical for both of their teams. Who will be more physical in this game will tell the tale.
Well, we are expecting some offensive explosions today. Even though Colorado State has lost the last 2 meetings between these two teams, they've won the battle as far as offense, averaging more than 500 yards a game. For the 4th consecutive year, our studio host is Ernie Johnson. And Ernie Johnson, one of the great traditions in all of college football, Ralphie running onto the field here in Boulder, Colorado. EJ, good to have you back again.
Thank you, Thew. It is good to be back, and that is, as you say, certainly one of the great traditions in college football. It makes these Saturdays so special. We welcome you to another season of TBS College Football. And among the season openers today, the Sooners of Oklahoma, ranked number 5 in the nation, got a Heisman Trophy candidate in Adrian Peterson in the backfield. And they've got TCU coming to Norman, Oklahoma for the opener today. And so let's see what Paul Thompson was up to early. He's the new quarterback. The junior fumbles inside the TCU 5. And the Horned Frogs turn that into points. Later, Adrian Peterson, the Heisman hopeful, 9 yards on 9 carries in the first half. Finally, Oklahoma gets it going a little bit in the 3rd quarter. Peterson around the right side ties the game makes it 10-7. And then Peterson takes it right up the middle. But watch out, high ankle sprain on the right side. He would leave the game, but then would return. Game tied at 10 after an Oklahoma turnover. Ty Gunn to Robert Merrill on the pitch. Breaks the tie, 17-10. TCU has just intercepted a pass. It's 17-10, nearing the midway point of the 4th quarter. Now for teams like LSU and Southern Miss and Tulane, this weekend was supposed to bring the exhilaration of a season opener. But the destruction left by Katrina has changed everything. Now it's not about competition. It's all about survival. And to all those affected by what we have seen in the Gulf, we send our prayers. And we hope that, a little college football on the TV on a Saturday afternoon will serve as a brief respite from a situation that has gripped us all.
Tonight on TBS.
There's 2 billion Chinese people here. Let one of them be your partner.
Get ready for another rush.
And don't let this robe fool you. This is the only color they had left. I'm sorry, man. Oh, y'all look alike.
Jackie Chan.
In Hong Kong, I'm Michael Jackson. You're Toto.
Chris Tucker.
You mean Tito.
Do you understand the words that are coming out from my mouth?
Don't nobody understand the words that are coming out of your mouth, man.
Rush Hour 2, Sunday night at 8 on TBS.
Start having a great life. It's about living.
Reintroducing the Kia Sportage with a 10-year warranty, available V6, and advanced safety features. The SUV with everything is now for everyone. The Kia Sportage, starting around $16,000.
Officer, I'm so buzzed. I am in no shape to drive. I've had a few too many. Will you arrest me?
Let's face it, impaired drivers will never just turn themselves in. The only way to find them is by cracking down from coast to coast. It doesn't matter where you live. If you drive impaired, you will be arrested. You drink, you drive, you lose.
Hey. Hey. Whew. Yeah. You look relaxed for somebody in your condition.
It's because I have Aflac. What do you mean? Well, when I'm hurt and miss work, Aflac gives me cash to help pay bills. My health insurance doesn't.
You mean like car payments?
Mm-hmm.
Electric bills?
Mm-hmm.
Or the rent?
Yep. Even food. Chinese is here.
Great. I love duck.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
This looks great. Thanks. What was that? Oh, it's my TV. It sucks. It sucks? The bill, the customer service, my TV sucks big time. Wow, it sucks hard. Your TV doesn't suck? No, I have Dish Network. Low monthly bill, awesome service. I even got a free DVR. Huh. Maybe we should switch to Dish Network. Yeah, you might want to get on that.
Join today and get 25 movie channels free, plus 1 month free service. Dish Network. Better TV for all.
College football on TBS, brought to you by Kia Motors. Kia, the power to surprise. By Orbitz. Log on to Orbitz.com today. Book your hotel and flight together and save. It's that easy. Orbitz and go. By the UPS Store. We offer the personal service your small business needs. And by Chili's new Triple Dipper Dinner. Come on, live a little. The campus of Colorado in Boulder, Colorado, under beautiful skies. Temperature in the high 80s, expected to be as high as 93 today. A perfect day for college football. The third member of our broadcast team is going to be roaming the sidelines. Here's Craig Sager. Segs.
Colorado and Colorado State have been fighting over the Centennial Cup trophy since their first meeting in 1893. Fueling the feud in recent years, the fact that Sonny Lubick and Gary Barnett had refused to talk to each other. And now, spicing things even more, the wives are involved. Last spring, during a Nike retreat, the couples were thrown together on a cruise. The wives played a game of cutthroat bingo. Carol Jo Lubick called bingo, claimed this purse as her prize. But a short time later, Mary Barnett yelled bingo. And under the rules, if you didn't like the prize that were left, you could snatch one that was already taken, which is what Mary Barnett did. The two wives have been fighting over this purse ever since. They've gotten the coaches, their husbands, to agree. The winning team gets the Centennial Cup trophy. The winning wife gets this purse. Ron?
All right, thanks very much, Craig. And there is Gary Barnett, the outstanding coach here. You can see his record in 6 seasons, 42-33. A win today will leave him up at 78-78 in 14 seasons as a Division I head coach. And his counterpart about 50 miles up the road is Sonny Lubick in his 13th year, the winningest coach in CSU history. He even has the field named after him up in Fort Collins, Colorado. He is sort of an icon up there. And for good reason. He turned that program around, and its winnings become synonymous. Colorado won the toss. They have elected to wait till the second half. Colorado State will receive. It'll be Robert Herbert and George Hill. Mason Crosby, the outstanding kicker from Georgetown, Texas, which is just about a half hour north of Austin, set to kick it away. And one of the things for Colorado State's special teams, they have had a sense of urgency this year on their special teams.
Their return game last year was not up to standards. Less than 5 yards of punt return, and the kickoff returns weren't much better. They spent a lot of time on it in the spring and in the preseason. Let's see if it pays off.
That'll be about 9 yards deep into the end zone, and Colorado State will take over 1st and 10 from their own 20. This is a multiple offense, features some outstanding skill players, but it starts right there with the quarterback, Justin Holland. Over 1,600 yards throwing the football last year before fracturing an ankle in Game 6. He's completely healed, but Charles, at practice on Thursday, we were blown away by the strength of this young man's arm.
The strength and the accuracy and the confidence he has in his arm permeates throughout the team. His star receiver, David Anderson, number 4, is awfully happy to have him back under center.
Anderson and Osborne are split. Sonny Lubick wants to go long in one of the first 15 plays, but they'll keep it on the ground. Nnamdi Ohere, nothing doing. Let's take a look at the rest of this offensive Colorado State. Last year they had trouble on the O-line with protection and opening the run game. We saw it there. They're much improved. Clint Oldenburg at right tackle. Expect him to play a little tight end today also. Now running the football has been a priority and for good reason, and they've turned to Nnamdi Ohere, a transfer out of UCLA. He's a defensive back at UCLA. He's fast, but no running back since high school.
And already gone to empty set on 2nd and long. And shifting back with Ohere going back to the I formation. A lot of movement early from Colorado State.
Well, they want to diversify their passing game. Here's Anderson, the senior, who had an outstanding game last year. He's going to be dumped for about a 2-yard loss. Well, this Colorado defense, they play a 4-3 attacking style. They need to get pressure from the line, and it starts with Alex Lagan, the anchor at the defensive end spot. He's a junior out of Torrance, California. The linebacking crew, this is a solid group. Could be the best they've had in a number of years. Thaddeus Washington, he's a big-time hitter out of Louisiana. And the secondary, they welcome back J.J. Billingsley at safety. Had knee surgery last year, only got to play a couple of games. Now Corey Sperry, number 80, is
right there in the slot.
That's right, keep an eye on him. He's a big one. 3rd down and 11. Allen from the gun out to Sperry. 6'6", crosses the 25 up to the 28. They'll mark it just a shade short. Tyrone Henderson on the stop.
They're going to try and get the ball to Corey Sperry as much as possible. He's a guy who came out of high school, terrific football and basketball player, and he has a great look about him as an athlete. Before the game, partner, you said to me, Kellen Winslow Jr.-ish in terms of body. And what we saw in practice this week, they like his potential that much also. They will have him in the slot. They'll split him out wide. They'll bring him in tight. Look for him to play a big part in the pass game today for Colorado State.
Jimmy Kaler with his gold right shoe set to kick it away. Watch Sperry. They practiced the fake punt a lot this week, and it would go to Sperry. Kaler barely gets it away. Stephon Robinson dropping back to his 20. Gets away from the first. Looks for running room to the 25, up to the 28-yard line. A 50-yard kick, about a 6-yard on the return. And Colorado will take over. Their offense was ranked 85th last year. Their quarterback, a 3-year starter, Joel Klatt. Numbers were down, as Charles mentioned. But what makes this man so special, he is another coach on the field.
And that's such a cliche in all levels of athletics, to have a coach on the field. But here it's real. 24 years old, former minor league baseball player, tremendous amount of maturity. His dad, his high school football coach. This young man is schooled in the basics of this game.
They split the backfield up, flat on the option, bad pitch. Gets away, they're going to lose a couple of yards. Hugh Charles could not get the handle on it. The rest of this Colorado offense, it's a multiple offense, similar in some ways to the West Coast. Begins with their bell cow right in the middle on the line. Mark Fenton, he is a relentless blocker. Now the coaches, they're committed to 3 running backs this year. Hugh Charles just ran it. Lawrence Vickers in the lineup, and keep an eye though on Byron Ellis. He will also be playing from that running back spot.
Right away on the first play, Gary Barnett and his offensive staff show something a little different. Joel Klatt is an option quarterback in the run game. 2 runs all of last season. I bet he'll play a bigger part in that this year.
On 2nd and 12, a little play action. This is where Klatt's dangerous. He's got running room. Up to the 40-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down. Jeff Heretic on the stop. Yesterday we were talking to Sean Watson, their offensive coordinator, and we asked him, do you think Klatt's going to run the ball more this year? He said yes.
Without a doubt, because he's bigger, he's stronger, comes out here, fakes the run inside, and immediately sees an opening and tucks it and goes. In the past, you would not have seen that out of Joel Klatt. He would have stayed behind the line of scrimmage, bought a little more time, and tried to find an open receiver. That is an added dimension to the Colorado offense that should pay big dividends this year.
Well, Klopfenstein, the tight end, is now in the slot, and he's in motion. They'll move him all over the place. Klatt buys some time over the middle. Pass complete. Another first down inside the 40. Down to the 38-yard line. Quinn Subnewski, the backup tight end, the senior out of Granger, Iowa, picks up 22 on the play. And Klatt is in a rhythm already.
And look for the tight ends to play a big part. Right here, Subnewski. He's going to delay a little bit and then get down to the seam, and that's where Klatt is going to find him. Terrific patience with him. Right there, goes off of 2 blocks, right into the middle. Nice throw and a good adjustment by Sipniewski. Looking inside, had to turn outside to catch the ball. Colorado on the march.
Sprague and Washington now far to the right. Patrick Williams, the redshirt freshman on the near side. High snap, Clapp pulls it down. How about a little razzle-dazzle reverse? Washington over the 30, tiptoes down the sideline. They'll mark it out at the 24-yard line. Another pickup of about 14 on the play. Darrell Williams finally on the stop.
And what made it go? Watch the block on the backside by number 17, Lawrence Vickers. He'll come into play right here. See him cut him down? That allows Vance Washington, number 21, to get to the corner. He's a guy with tremendous speed, a former defensive back, recently converted to wide receiver, and they're running plays to make sure their playmakers have the ball in their hands.
Colorado wanted to dictate the tempo of this game, and thus far they've done just that. 1st and 10, they keep it on the ground. Charles dances his way up to about the 20-yard line. Let's get into that Colorado State defense. They're looking for toughness in their 4-3. They lacked it in 2004. The line, young guy stepping up. Keep an eye on Jesse Nading, a sophomore out of Highlands Ranch, Colorado. The linebacker spot, Jamal Howell, a senior from Fort Worth, Texas. This kid plays one way, and it's all out. And in the secondary, they've been a little dinged up in the safety spot, but the left cornerback, Robert Hebert, he is a dandy, playing well last year against CU, their best cover guy.
On the defense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
And our referee is Tom Walker today.
You know, if you go back to our open, one of the things we touched on was being physical. That's Steve Stannard, the Colorado State defensive coordinator. They spent all spring just staying in base defense so their guys could play fast, didn't have to think. He wanted them to regain their confidence because they were shredded last year, over 5 yards per carry throughout the season against them. So he just wanted them to get back to trying to be tough and physical. But right now, Colorado is controlling the line of scrimmage.
Just making sure that the ball's placed at the right spot. It is on the 19-yard line. 1st down and 5 for Colorado. They've mixed it up with passing and running. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry, partner. I wouldn't be surprised right here with Colorado getting a 1st and 5 after the penalty to see if they can jam it right at Colorado State and really establish the line of scrimmage. All spring long, all fall long, both coaching staff have gotten on their team about being tougher up front. Now's a chance to prove it. Take a look at the red zone numbers from last year for Colorado. 21 touchdowns, 15 field goals out of 46 possessions. All teams would like to get that number to 85% or better when they get into the red zone.
Well, they've added 6 seconds on the clock. That was the holdup. Clapp, the senior from right here in Colorado. Said he put too much pressure on himself for the first half of last year. No pressure this year. Vickers moves up. Clapp looking for the screen. Got it to Vickers. Penalty flag is thrown. Vickers crosses the 10-5, and he'll dance into the end zone, but there is a flag on the play. Now, Gary Barnett is not happy because it's going to go against his Buffaloes. Last year, they were penalized a lot. They were 9th in the Big 12.
77 offense, 10-yard penalty. 2nd down.
They got Tyler Columbus, the starting split tackle. Look to the left side of your screen. Right there is Columbus. They got him for the hold. But Vickers, what about this move? He goes by, look at that, gives him the leg, takes it away, and gets to the outside and dances into the end zone. He plays the V-back. He says it's for Vickers. They talk about versatility. He can block, run, and as we just saw, catch the football very well. He does it all for Colorado, just will not be the featured back running it all season long.
And he was one of the better fullbacks in the conference last year. Now they're moving him all over the place. One thing that's impressed me so far, Charles, and we talked about it yesterday, is the offensive line of Colorado. They are so athletic, and a lot's going to be determined today to see just how well they've improved. But so far, it's been impressive.
Very impressive. The penalty notwithstanding. Remember, Tyler Columbus, who picked up the penalty, this is his first start in a Colorado uniform.
His dad led it in football and golf here.
As did his uncle in golf twice.
First down and 15. Charles shows some speed, another penalty flag. He turns the corner, doesn't get it. Coach Shaver knocks him out of bounds, but we have a penalty flag sitting right at the 30-yard line, and it's going to be another hold against the Buffaloes.
Right at the point of attack, I believe, Ron. The offensive line again trying to carve a hole. Look to the right side. I'm saying it's right in here. Take a look. Coming out, this guard right there, bang, as he pulled around. I believe that was Daniels, number 66.
Second down.
Rolling around and picking up the penalty.
Now think about it. They've already had one score called back. They had another run. They got inside the 10-yard line called back.
You won't see that often out of Brian Daniels, number 66. Today is his 23rd straight start, and he has All-America potential written all over him. A terrific offensive lineman.
Well, first down and 25 now for the Buffaloes. Dusty Sprague will go out to the right. Near side is Patrick Williams. They're going to keep it on the ground. Charles looks to turn the corner again. This time a good job by that Colorado State defense. Maybe picks up about a yard on the play. Courtney Jones and Jeff Horenick, the two linebackers coming up to make the stop. Horenick, just a redshirt freshman out of Atwood, Kansas, population about 1,200. But he's got some pretty good credentials. How about a state high school wrestling champion twice?
2 times, also won the shot put and the discus twice in the state. A very competitive young man. They could not say enough good things about him when we were in Fort Collins talking with the coaching staff. But now is when Steve Stannard's defense must take advantage of the back-to-back flags against Colorado. Second and long, they cannot afford to give up a big play here.
Second and 24. Platt buys some time, steps up, has a man wide open down the middle. It's going to be picked off at the 10-yard line. Coach Shaver has some running room, crosses the 50, still on his feet, gets into Colorado territory down to the 35-yard line. Miles Kochever, who's had a little groin pull this year with his second interception since last season, but there is a penalty flag down. 2 of them, actually.
It's always tough when you get a change of possession, because when you change possession and go from a defender to a blocker, you often see flags on the field afterwards. But a great stand for Colorado State, aided by the 2 flags against Colorado, and they made a statement with the interception. That is huge for the confidence of the Rams.
Bring the return. Block below the waist. Number 50 on the team. 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
And with that, we'll take a timeout. 8:53 left to play in quarter number 1. Colorado moving the ball, but Colorado State comes up with a big play on the interception. We're scoreless in Boulder.
It's unlikely your uniform will ever be retired, but maybe it should be. TIAA-CREF, serving the retirement needs of those in the academic, medical, cultural, and research fields. Visit us online to find out how we can serve you. TIAA-CREF, financial services for the greater good.
Due to employee pricing, GM, Ford, and Dodge dealers across America have been forced to sell off overstock trade-ins for pennies on the dollar. National liquidators have purchased these vehicles and chosen Century Chevrolet as one of the official sites. Get 05 trade-ins at half off the original MSRP. 05 Malibu's priced at $11,922. 05 Impala's priced at $12,000. $37 down delivers any vehicle, and payments as low as $89. Now is your chance. Coach says all must go by Monday. Century Chevrolet is located just west of Sheridan on 120.
The way the world is today, go, go, go! Things just seem so out of control. That's why the things we can control are so important. That's why we're members of our electric co-op. The whole reason the co-op exists is to bring us the electricity we need, not to make money for some company somewhere. They actually do it because it's the right thing to do.
United Power, providing electricity to Colorado's Northern Front Range for more than 50 years.
No score in the first quarter here in Boulder. Joel Klatt just threw his first interception of the season, and he's going to be sick when he watches film. Why? Watch. 1 guy open, 2 guys in the middle, and then 3, and he ends up having 3 guys open downfield, but a hit on him caused the interception for Colorado State. Coach Haver bringing it back.
Last year, Colorado State rushed for only 44 yards in this game, and they're being stuffed right now. O'Harry got the first hit from Jordan Dizon, the sophomore out of Hawaii. Joel Klatt's going to think about that one. That's an unusual mistake for him. I mean, he doesn't make that kind of mistake.
He had 3 guys open on the play and didn't get a chance to really step into the throw due to the hit and the pressure that he received from the backside. That caused the ball to go high. The result, nice interception for Colorado State, and they get a big stop.
Justin Osborne now wide to the left for Colorado State. Didn't do anything their first possession. Here comes the blitz. Holland sees it and steps away from it. Looking for Osborne. Instead dumps it underneath to Corey Sperry. The big talented freshman, redshirt freshman out of out of Pueblo, Colorado. Sophomore, I should say. Picks up 8 on the play. This is a guy that's put out about 30 pounds. He was all-state in not only football, but also basketball. You see the numbers from last year.
And those numbers will go up. I'm going to make a prediction right now. 15 receptions. He will at least triple those numbers this year. I'm projecting him for at least a 60-catch season. He and David Anderson are going to form quite a duo for Justin Holland to throw to downfield.
They're down, we'll call it 4. Too many spreading people all over the place now, Colorado State. 5 wide receivers out. Holland has time, steps up, rifles it right at the first down marker, complete to John Walker. They're going to give him the first down. He was over about probably about a yard and then was pushed back, so that'll be a first down. There's the arm strength of Holland. That ball that ball wouldn't have gotten wet through a car wash.
2 things I noticed on the play. Back-to-back plays for the offensive line for Colorado State have been positive because they've had tremendous pass protection. The previous play almost broke down. They gave Holland enough time to scramble and find someone. The second thing, Colorado didn't bring pressure. Just brought their front 4 and dropped everyone else. That gave Holland time to find an open receiver.
They'll try it on the ground this time. Tripped up O'Harry. Last year, that's what they did. They didn't give pressure. Colorado just sat back, and the timing routes of Colorado State just picked them apart.
If you're a Colorado fan, that's one thing to keep an eye on this year. When we talked with Mike Hankwitz, the defensive coordinator, we asked him about last year versus this year. He said last year we sat back and were conservative, and we still got shredded. His nature is to attack. Look for them to come after Justin Holland more than they're going to lay back and drop 7 into pass coverage.
Jimmy joins O'Harry in the backfield. Green moving around. Sets the block. O'Harry leans forward to the 45-yard line. That'll be about 3.5 yards short of the first down. Thaddeus Washington on the stop, along with J.J. Billingsley. Our 1st and 10 line this year is brought to you by Napa. And we'd like to welcome Napa to part of the TBS family and college football Saturday night. Glad to have you with us. That'll be the yellow line. The red line is the original line of scrimmage, for those of you wondering. 3rd down, we'll call it about 3.5. No pressure. Holland going deep. Has a man. George Hill, incomplete. Lorenzo Sims, who did a good job last year in that secondary for Colorado. Junior out of Fresno, California. Edison High School on the coverage.
As a defensive back, the sideline often becomes your friend, and Lorenzo Sims played it so well. Inside position on the wide receiver, forced him to fade into the sideline where there was no room left to catch the football, and once he forced him out of bounds, didn't matter if he caught it anyway. Excellent coverage by Lorenzo Sims.
Colorado State will kick it again. Jimmy Kaler, sophomore from North Glen, Colorado. First attempt was about 51 yards. This one off the side of his foot won't go quite as far. And it'll be down at the 22-yard line, only a 31-yard kick.
Can't wear a gold shoe and do that.
No, especially when your opponent's color is gold. It's an absolutely perfect day in Boulder, Colorado, and there's the one person not at the game. They're studying. We're scoreless. We'll be back.
Hello? Guess who?
He's out of the mob and back in therapy.
What are you going to do, Paul? Well, I like hitting guys over the head with a baseball bat. That's always good. So sporting goods.
Robert De Niro.
Look at the size of that trunk. You could put 3 bodies in there.
Lisa Kudrow.
That restaurant was really good up until the attempted whacking.
And Billy Crystal.
Some people tried to kill us. It was really nothing.
Analyze That. Sunday, September 11th at 8 on TBS.
Start having a great life. It's about living.
Reintroducing the Kia Sportage. With a 10-year warranty. Available V6. And advanced safety features. The SUV with everything is now for everyone. The Kia Sportage, starting around $16,000.
23 trips to the doctor, 7 trips to the vet, 76 trips to the grocery store, 3 weekend getaways, 1 vacation with everything on it, 4 recitals, 23 soccer games, away, and back and forth to work every day in between. You depend on your vehicle for a lot over the course of a year. Make sure it stays dependable with regularly scheduled maintenance at your local Napa Auto Care Center.
About 25 left in the first quarter. We're scoreless with Colorado State and Colorado. Along with Charles Davis and Craig Sager, I'm Ron Thulin. As you're spending your Saturday afternoon with us here on TBS. One of the great state rivalries. These two schools don't like each other. They split the last 6 games. First and 10. Ball's on to 24. Straight ahead running. Picking up about a yard. There's been a battle going on in the state of Oklahoma with TCU and OU. Here's Ernie Johnson in our studios with more.
All right, thank you, Ron. It is over in Norman. 4th and 8 for Oklahoma. Here comes the rush, and down goes Paul Thompson, and down go the Sooners, 17-10 to TCU. Shades of 1996 when the Horned Frogs went there and beat them that year. In fact, they're 3-1 in Norman, Oklahoma. Back to you, Ron.
That's the old adage, you better lose early if you're going to lose. That's right. That doesn't do anything, though, for Bob Stoops. Brett Bomar may be the quarterback next week. Flat throws it out into the flat. Complete to Dusty Sprague, trying to get away, lost the football, and Colorado State's got it, I think. Yes, they do. Jamal Hall came up with it, the senior out of Fort Worth, Texas. Looked like Robert Herbert punched the ball out of Sprague's hand. Let's take a look.
As a defensive back in a one-on-one situation, you have to make the tackle. Robert Herbert does it one better. Wraps up and punches the ball free. And Jamal Hall, their high motor, high energy guy. See, Sprague doesn't get it wrapped up. Herbert punches through. And then Herenek, number 51, shakes it totally free before Hall falls on it. Colorado State, the second turnover they've gained in this game. And this time, terrific field position.
You know, we were talking to Sonny Lubick about that they needed to force more turnovers this year. There it is. Only 8 interceptions last year and 8 fumble recoveries. But they've got outstanding field position now on the 28-yard line. And the officials blow the whistle.
Part of the snap, delay a game on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Well, that'll push Sonny Lubick's troops back. Let's take a look at tonight's Orbit's fast and easy keys to the game.
For Colorado State, we talked about toughness. They want to establish that up front on the O-line and D-line, running the ball and stopping the run. They want to find a feature back. Nnamdi O'Hare has gotten all the carries so far, not much room to run. The quarterback, Justin Holland, needs controlled aggressiveness. Throw the checkdowns when necessary, but take the big ball when you've got it.
Holland throws a rope down to the 15-yard line, complete to Dustin Osborne, the junior out of La Junta, Colorado. That's a classic example of what Justin Holland can do. He throws that 15 to 18-yard out harder than anyone, I think, in college football right now.
And can throw it from the opposite hash, too. He's got so much arm, there's no part of the field that you can totally protect. A 14-yard gain on that delivery.
That's the first down for Colorado State. Ball's on the 15-yard line. formation. O'Hare bounces outside, turns the corner, inside the 10, stretches down to about the 7-yard line. Jared Burrell on the stop. Segs, what you have for us?
Well, Colorado's defense playing without Brian Iwu on this series. He was injured on the previous series, came to the sideline, said he felt a twinge in his knee. He wanted to go back out, but the training staff said no. He's been riding a bike on the opposite side over here, just biting at the bit to get back out there. But for precautionary reasons, they're going to let him sit for a while.
I remember the play, Craig. He was supposed to come on a blitz and pulled up, so it appeared that Colorado wasn't bringing pressure. It was a third down pass by Colorado State.
Second down and 2, ball on the 7-yard line. O'Hare tripped up. Dropped for maybe a loss. Burrow with his second tackle of the night.
On the last play, O'Hare got more out of it than he should have. Colorado's defensive line is holding the point of attack and really pushing Colorado State back. And on that play, that's exactly what they did. They held the point of attack. Burrow from the corner slid in from the backside and made the tackle. The Colorado State offensive line has to get more punch to increase their red zone offensive numbers of last year.
Third down and 2 on the 7. On the ground, Green stuffed. Let's see where they mark it. It'll be fourth down, about a yard short. Jimmy Green, the senior out of San Diego, California. He is a tough guy. Actually KO'd 2 of his own teammates in a practice this year.
And if you're Sonny Lubick, kick the field goal, I say. No. I say get points right now. They have not moved them in the offensive line. Colorado's been stouter than Colorado State up front. So this is a gamble by Sonny Lubick early, counting on his O-line to get it. Let's see if they bring Justin Holland out and give him a run-pass option.
Remember, he went for fourth down at the end of the first half last year and got it. They bull forward, and it's going to be a first down. Let's see where the officials spot it. That was a big momentum changer. Last year, they were down 17-0, closing minutes of the half. Sonny Lubick decided to go for it, put points on the board.
And that's why he gets paid to do what he does.
That's right.
And I'm up here. But Justin Holland knew how big of a play that was for Colorado State. And sometimes as a head coach, you have to decide what to do to show confidence in your team. And that's what he did there. He said, I trust you guys. Go get me the first down. Everything probably told him to kick it, but he went against the grain.
First and goal from the 4. Green looks for the end zone. Touchdown, Colorado State. Now we've got a flag. It may be a little too much celebration. Let's see if they picked it up. No flag. How important is that to exercise the demons of the last 30 seconds last year?
2 turnovers created by your defense already. And then on the last 2 plays, your offensive line created holes for your running backs to run. Those are the things that Colorado State has been looking for. That's huge for them.
Devin Mark with his second extra point in his college career. His first was last year. Makes it a 7-0 game, courtesy of Jimmy Green, taking it in from 3 yards out.
What do you feel like tonight, chicken or beef?
Whatever.
Just pick one.
Want more variety?
Welcome to Chili's.
Hurry in to Chili's now for our new Triple Dipper dinner for just $9.99. Build your own full meal from 7 of Chili's dippable favorites, like our famous boneless buffalo wings, new Chipotle lobster rolls, or our new hot spinach and artichoke dip. New Triple Dipper dinner, just $9.99 for a limited time. Come on, live a little.
No, you, keep it. Visit the largest job website, careerbuilder.com. A better job awaits.
Well, this is it, team. The day we've all been waiting for. Today we have the unique opportunity to show the whole country how good we really are. So I want you to go out there and give it everything you've got, 110%. But remember, win or lose, I want you to represent your university with class. You give respect and you get respect. So go out there and make us proud!
Brought to you in the interest of better sportsmanship by the Big 12 Conference.
That's a good look at Chautauqua Park, part of the Flatirons. Absolutely spectacular setting, probably the prettiest campus in college football, I'd have to say. Getting up this morning and seeing the sun come over the hills and the mountains, and nothing like it. And Sonny Lubick has something to smile about. Has the lead 7-0. Last year 17-0. He was down at one point, came back to tie it at 17. This team's ready to play, and you talked to physical in the opening of a game, and we saw it. Colorado on the run. Colorado State got physical. Got physical on the fourth down play. You can see with Sonny Lubick, his record when he scores first.
A lot of credit to Sonny for going for it there and showing confidence in his team, because I didn't feel like they were moving the line of scrimmage very well. And they came back and got it. Maybe just a dose of confidence from him for going for it gave them the momentum.
Now stay tuned after our game as the Atlanta Braves look to take the second game of their series against the visiting Cincinnati Reds. The Braves took game one last night 7-4. Chipper Jones homered and pitcher Tim Hudson added a triple. Jorge Sosa takes the mound for the Braves, up 4 games over the Phils in the National League East. Reds Braves next on Braves TBS Baseball.
Every year people want to count the Braves out, and every year they keep rolling. Was it 10, 11 rookies this year? They've integrated into that franchise. Phenomenal job by John Sherholtz and Bobby Cox.
They're just hanging around the Little League parks in Atlanta, picking up all those guys.
Anytime you can get a Francoeur, life is good.
Iron Ellis is now checked in at running back for Colorado State. He's the 6-foot sophomore out of Culver City, California. This is a tough kid. You look at Charles and Ellis, the two main running backs from that tailback spot. Not only are these great athletes, these are good kids, solid students. Sonny Lubick just couldn't say enough good things about them.
And when Gary Barnett talked to us about these two, he also mentioned their roommates. How often does that happen when you have guys competing for the same job that are also great friends and understand how to carry, they might have to divide carries, but they've managed to, make that work for their friendship and for the team.
Said Colorado State, meant Colorado. Inside of 2 minutes. Opening quarter, Sprague in motion. He has it, gets upended right as he makes the catch. A hit by Robert Herbert. Didn't have any spring drills this year because of an injury. No ill effects from that.
Watch Herbert. He sits, reads the play, does not retreat too far, and comes up and lowers the boom on Dusty Sprague. Terrific job by Robert Herbert, the corner, keeping his eyes towards the backfield, reading the play and not getting pushed deep by the outside receiver, and a terrific tackle.
3rd down and 6. This will be Colorado's first attempt at a 3rd down play. Minute 15 in the first. Alvin Barnett on the near side. 3 wide receiver set. That just swings it out. Looks for some type of running room to Hugh Charles. They wanted to get the ball to Charles on the perimeter, but he is corralled by a bunch of white jerseys.
First Robert Herbert on one corner. Darrell Williams, who earned the job in the preseason. Watch him right here. He comes underneath the screen pass before the blocker could get to him and makes the tackle and enforces the punt for Colorado. The Colorado State Ram defense, much maligned in 2004. They're showing terrific aggressiveness here in 2005.
There's John Torpedo Torp, the senior out of Louisville, Colorado. Number 1 in the NCAA in net punting average last year, number 2 in overall average. He's got a strong leg. The left footer gets a spiral way back. Hits it to 10, and it gets into the end zone. 72 yards on the kick for Torp. His net average last year was 42. His average was 46. He bested that by a bunch. That's what, even what Joel Klatt said. He says, when we've got guys like Torp back there and our field goal kicker, Mason Crosby, it's like putting a warm blanket around them because they know they can get him out of trouble. Tonight's Scholar Athlete of the Game are brought to you by TIAA Kreft. David Anderson of Colorado State. He has a 3.2 GPA in speech. And Ben Carpenter from Colorado, a finance and pre-med major, 3.9 GPA, and he's from Des Moines, Iowa. Congratulations, gentlemen.
And David Anderson does not have a catch thus far in this game.
Out of the flat, Anderson's first reception. The senior out of Westlake Village, California.
So you talk about someone, they listen, get him the ball. The idea from Dan Hammerschmidt, the offensive coordinator, was to get Anderson a touch in the first 4 plays of the game. Didn't happen, but now they'll start finding it.
Well, Torp hit a career-long punt of 72 yards. Colorado State has the football. They're trying to move. 1 quarter in the books. Opening game of the 2005 season, and Colorado State leads Colorado by a touchdown.
For all the years of dedication, nights gone without sleep, and lives you've touched, we exist to serve you. TIAA CREF, helping to build the financial portfolios of those in the academic, medical, cultural, and research fields. Visit us online to find out how we can serve you. TIAA CREF, financial services for the greater good.
He's been a killer, a renegade cop, and a Jedi Knight. He's always been the man.
Excuse me.
Until now.
The sooner you start treating me like a partner. Hey, we are not partners.
Samuel L. Jackson, Eugene Levy.
You shot me, you dragged me all over town. Hey, I've got news for you, homie. I'm now calling the shots. So you're the man. Yes, I am the man.
The Man, rated PG-13, starts September 9th.
In an ideal world, your power company would always be there for you. They'd always invest in the most reliable technology out there, and they do it all just for us. Well, that's just what it's like being a member of our electric co-op. And when we hit the switch, we know exactly what's going to happen.
When we shine,
United Power, providing electricity to Colorado's northern Front Range for more than 50 years.
At Boulder Toyota Scion, we've got the Toyota 4Runner you want at the price you want. Choose from over 30 new 2005 4Runners in stock. And for a limited time, get up to $6,000 off MSRP. Or choose from over 17 Toyota models with 30-plus miles per gallon.
everything we do just for you. At Boulder Toyota Scion.
Rock solid satisfaction.
Welcome back to TBS Saturday Night College Football presented by Orbitz. And as we get set to start the second quarter, Colorado State leading Colorado 7-0. Along with Charles Davis and Craig Sager, I'm Ron Coolin. Ernie Johnson is in our studios in Atlanta. Glad you're with us today. Sellout crowd here at Folsom Field in Boulder, Colorado. Over 53,000 on hand. Colorado State snuffed a Colorado drive in the opening quarter, courtesy of a Koshaver interception. They were the first one to add points on the board. O'Hara gets away, tries to show some of the speed everybody talks about. J.J. Billingsley with his first stop of the afternoon. That'll be a first down for Colorado State. Let's check in with Craig Sager.
Well, Ron, you're talking about Nnamdi O'Hara, who always wanted to be a running back. Spent 2 years at UCLA as a defensive back and also on special teams. Actually, 2 years ago in the spring, he moved to offense. He was set to be in their offensive backfield, and then UCLA recruited a guy by the name of Maurice Drew. He saw the writing on the wall. Decided it's time to transfer.
That's a great point, Craig, because Tyler Ebel felt Maurice Drew's presence and transferred to UTEP, where he's playing this year.
Well, we have some movement on the line. I'm not sure if it was Albert Bimper, the center for Colorado State, or Colorado jumped off. Once again, Tom Walker, our referee today.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense, number 77, 5-yard penalty. Big first down.
You know, Colorado State, Sonny Lubbock's team, they just play hard. They play hard-nosed football. They do it the right way. And they're one of the least penalized teams in college football. They only had about 4 penalties a game last year. And already this afternoon, they're nearing that mark.
Well, part of that, I think, is the emotion of trying to shake off last year. 4-7 is not normal for them. You know his team was jacked up to the maximum coming into today.
Our little play-action pass. Has some time, looking deep, just throws it away. Smart move by the senior. He was outside of the tackles, won't be grounded.
Very intelligent play by the senior, Justin Holland. But what people have to understand about his senior status, he sat behind Bradley Van Pelt for a number of years, became the starter last year as a junior, but was unable to finish the season due to the broken leg. Got about 6 full games in. So really, as a senior, he hasn't played as often as you might imagine. And Sonny Lubic's had great success with senior quarterbacks. The worst record, Bradley Van Pelt, 7-5, but he's one of the legendary players in Colorado State history.
A great game last night for the Broncos. Big first hit by Thaddeus Washington. That's the kind of thumper that you like to see on Colorado if you're Mike Hankwitz, Brian Cabral, the linebacker coach.
Yeah, Thad the Impaler coming from inside out, holding his position, and bam! Hello. And Jimmy Green is no easy guy to put down. We talked about him earlier, partner about him on one play, knocking out 2 starters on his own defense. Big time hit.
On the same play, which is just unbelievable.
Yeah, he went from one level to the next and left 2 bodies behind.
Third down and 15 now for Colorado State. Sperry is out to the right. Number 80, keep an eye on him.
And he rushed 4 on the play.
Allen looking for somebody. He's going to throw it deep, incomplete, intended for Luke Roberts, the sophomore out of Golden, Colorado.
Colorado State was that close to a huge play. Third and 15. Colorado elected to rush 4 and drop 7 and had excellent coverage. But then in the scramble drill, the receiver got behind the defensive back. DB quit moving his feet. Receiver got behind. Ball just beyond the fingertips for the Colorado State Rams.
Taylor had a 51-yarder early in the first quarter. That's what Mike Hankwitz does, though. He'll mix up his coverage a lot in the secondary. There's a lot more diversity this year because guys understand what he's doing defensively. Here comes the fake. He's going to be dropped. The rush came right up the middle. Kaler had no place to go. And the first-year kicker is dumped by Lawrence Vickers. He's the one that got the penetration.
Lawrence Vickers shot the gap parts, and when he got there, that forced Kaler to pull it down. He couldn't punt it. And then the posse arrived for the Colorado State Buffaloes. See, Vickers, he forces it. Now here comes the stampede. Nowhere to go after that. They put Kaler down. The best field position of the day for Colorado. And they're going to try and get right back into this football game. Special teams telling the tale.
Once again, Kaler's a first-year kicker. He's just a sophomore.
He really had no chance on that one.
He didn't have any help.
Vickers shot the gap so fast, didn't matter what your timing was on trying to get rid of it.
Couple of tight ends now for Colorado, and they're going to keep it on the ground. Try on the right side. Not much going for Ellis. Jeff Horenick on the stop. Well, the rest of our Orbitz keys for the Colorado Buffaloes.
Looking for the 2003 model for Joel Klatt. So far in this game, he's trying to manage it. First pass intercepted early. Players, not plays. In other words, get it to the playmakers. Let them make plays on offense and less conservative defense. Mike Hankwitz is going to mix things up. As you mentioned, Ron, many more options now available to him because they understand what he's trying to get done, and you'll see more pressure.
Back, look, goes towards the end zone. The pass is going to be incomplete, intended for his big tight end, Joe Kloffenstein.
And that's an example of a play call for a player, not a play. Joel Kloffenstein is a big target at tight end. They wanted to try and get him the ball. Good coverage. As we look at the numbers from 2003, Joel Klatt, you see why they want that model. A 65% thrower, more yardage, 21 touchdowns, and only 10 interceptions. Almost the reverse in the interceptions last year. Tried to do so much and not aided by 39 drops from his receivers.
Sprague and Evan Judge wide to the left. Vickers in the backfield with Ellis. Klatt has some time. Over the middle, has a man open, overthrows him incomplete. Intended for Kloffenstein again. Threw it looked like behind him and a little high.
That's one he's going to want back, talking about Joel Klatt, because his offensive line protected. Watch, he's got protection. That's not a problem. He's able to step into it. Just high and behind. He has to hit Joel Klopfenstein in that situation. He got himself open. That's one he'll want back. Here comes nearly an automatic 3 from Mason Crosby.
Mason Crosby did not miss a field goal inside of 40 yards last year. The junior out of Georgetown, Texas, celebrating his 21st birthday, and he puts it up into the cheap seats. 11 for 11 last year inside the 40, 1 for 1 today. Ralphie the Buffalo. He's been on the field, and he now has seen his team finally get on the board.
There's a change taking place, a wave of self-expression, and it's being driven by people with a vision to live life, not by some rule book, but on their own terms. Star Motorcycles. We build it, you make it your own, exclusively at your Yamaha dealer.
Officer, I am so buzzed. I am in no shape to drive. I've had a few too many. Will you arrest me?
Let's face it, impaired drivers will never just turn themselves in. The only way to find them is by cracking down from coast to coast. It doesn't matter where you live. If you drive impaired, you will be arrested. You drink, you drive, you lose.
Whether you're running a busy household or a small business, chances are you have a lot going on. Well, there's one place that can help you handle it all.
Don't you worry about a thing.
The UPS Store. If you need help with packing and shipping, need someone to print, collate, and bind a presentation for your small business, or a mailbox where someone can sign for your packages, let the UPS Store worry about it. That's our thing.
Don't you worry about a thing.
The UPS Store, the place for packing, shipping, and a whole lot more.
Welcome back to Folsom Field in Boulder, Colorado. 12:22 left to play in the opening half. Colorado State struck first. And now Gary Barnett's squad adds 3 points, and that's why they trail 7-3. But what we've seen so far in this game, we talked about Colorado being diversified on offense. Colorado State also has been diversified on offense, which we're going to see here in a couple of seconds.
We've seen some of it already. We've seen 4 wides out of them. That's not normal. More 2 backs in the backfield. Usually have been a 1-back, 3 wide receiver team. They've made some changes in the offseason, as has Colorado.
Crosby's kick will be about 3 yards deep into the end zone. Herbert's going to bring it out. Crosses the 15, gets hit at the 18, still on his feet. Over the 25-yard line, up to about the 26-yard line. Now it's time for the Fan Rant, brought to you by Kia Motors.
Fight on, you stalwart grandiose to the goal. Tear buffaloes line asunder. Earth down with thunder, night on the green and gold.
Thanks to the Opera Club up in Fort Collins, and they have something to sing about now. Another first down. Matt Bartz, the big tight end, the senior out of Concordia, Kansas, who blew out his knee in the USC game last year. They said this guy is so important to this offense.
And he's a guy that, as you mentioned, blew out his knee in the second or third game of the season last year against USC. Did not go through spring, did not go really through summer conditioning, and really showed up in the fall without having gone through all that. And he's out there playing with no brace and providing an extra dimension to their offense that we just saw. How about that leap for a guy coming back from ACL surgery?
Still trying to establish some type of running game. Kyle Bell has checked in, a sophomore out of Kingsburg, Colorado, Wells Central High School. He's a power guy, put out about 20 pounds since last year. He's like Anderson. We talk about David Anderson. We've seen him a couple of times on reception. But Kyle Bell's sort of the same way. You look at him in practice, you say, well, he's not that fast. He gets on the field, it's a different story.
Guy ran for over 8,000 yards in his high school career. The state of Colorado rushing champion, the record holder, has added about 20 pounds since he's arrived on campus, become a much bigger thumper. But what a great job, and we'll get back to this in a minute, by the Colorado State defense holding Colorado after that turnover.
Looking for John Walker, gets him inside the 40-yard line to the 38-yard line. Pick up of about 3 on the play. That'll set up a 3rd down and 3 situation. Walker, the sophomore out of Lancaster, California. He is what they call the playmaker. He had an incredible 4th down touchdown catch last year against Colorado. Just took it away from a couple of defenders. Big 3rd down, though, for Colorado State. 3rd and 3.
And the reason I went back to that defensive stand for Colorado State, I think they gained momentum on offense by holding them to a field goal, and it looked like they might give up a sure 6. Got for the blitz.
Colorado showing it. Here they come. Holland takes 2 steps back, hits Anderson, good for the 1st down. Classic David Anderson. Let's check in with Ernie Johnson with a Tennessee update. He's in.
They were on the number 3 Vols, got a little battle on their hands today. They were up 17-3 over Alabama Birmingham when the Blazers get this Daryl Hackney to Reggie Lindsey scoring pass at 17-10. And look how close they came to tying this thing up late in the game off the fingers of Lance Rhodes in the checkerboard end zone. And the Vols escape 17-10. You can breathe now, Charles.
Well, the sound you heard, Ernie, was Charles feigning up here. we are providing oxygen for him. Keeping it on the ground with Bell. Inside the 20-yard line to the 18-yard line. We always talk about rhythm. Offensive coordinators, Hammersmith, doesn't make any difference who it is. They talk about getting into that rhythm. Colorado State, after a shaky first series in the opening quarter, they've gotten into a rhythm now.
And now what's happened is they're getting ahead of the chains, meaning they're playing first and short. After 1st down, it's 2nd and short. So they've got their playbook open to them. And the offensive line has really started to come together and chop holes in the defensive front for Colorado.
Now, it is a hot day out here. We have a player down, and it might be a cramp. Temperature's probably hovering around 90 degrees and seasonably warm right now.
And we certainly hope that's what it is. But you see how he's lifting the toe?
Yeah.
Right there?
Looks like Brad Jones.
That's usually a sign.
Yeah, looks like Brad Jones, the redshirt freshman out of East Lansing, Michigan. We'll have an update on him in just a couple of seconds. 1st down and 10 for Colorado State, and they're moving.
Sunday on Wanted, the show critics call gritty and passionate is all new.
You're now all employees of Slippery When Wet, where the customer comes first.
All right, let me see your head. Every case, they've been 1 step ahead. But Sunday night,
Jimmy, you got company.
one simple mistake.
Call us. What's going on?
And they're 2 steps behind. Don't miss the hunt, the action, the drama of Wanted. Sunday night at 10 on TNT.
Why don't you take a Midol and get out of my face?
What do you feel like tonight, chicken or beef?
Whatever.
Just pick one.
Want more variety?
Welcome to Chili's.
Hurry into Chili's now for our new Triple Dipper dinner for just $9.99. Build your own full meal from 7 of Chili's dippable favorites, like our famous boneless buffalo wings, new Chipotle lobster rolls, or our new hot spinach and artichoke dip. New Triple Dipper dinner, just $9.99 for a limited time. Come on, live a little.
You'd never hear this from John, but he owns the best car repair shop in town. He's got a well-deserved reputation for getting it right the first time. He listens to his customers. He uses top-quality Napa parts, and he backs up his work every time. Now, as much as we'd like to take credit for it, a shop like John's isn't this good because there's a Napa sign out front. Fact is, there's a Napa sign out front because John's shop is this good.
Just inside of 10 minutes left in the 2nd quarter. Colorado State leading Colorado 7-3. Colorado has won the last 2 meetings between these 2 teams, and we look at Brad Jones. Now, Brian Ewu is already out of the ball game. The senior linebacker out of Houston, he was injured. They've taken him to the locker room. His backup, Brad Jones, and now Gary Barnett. He needs some linebackers. He's down to his 3rd team.
He's on his 3rd buff backer, outside linebacker, Ben Carpenter, number 19. Let's see if Dan Hammerschmidt has noticed. The guys up top have seen that and see if they want to test Ben Carpenter's area.
Jimmy Green looks for the block. The running back, Kyle Bell. Bell getting a little bit of work. Let's check in with Craig Sager. Segs.
Well, you know, Ron, most depth charts go too deep, but obviously with Ben Carpenter in there, they're down to their third string outside linebacker. This is the first time he's gotten any snaps with the first unit. Brian Ewood tried to go back in there. He was circling around the huddle, but the training staff, again, will not clear him yet to go back in, and it is a cramp for Brad Jones.
And we'll keep an update on him from Des Moines, Iowa, right in the backyard of Iowa State and Iowa. Bell and Green now in the backfield. 2nd down and 9 for the Rams. Holland gets hit as he throws. Is it incomplete? Yes, it's incomplete. Caught and then dropped by Barks. He looked like he had it. It bobbled, then he trapped it on the grass.
My theory on that one, terrific patience by Justin Holland. See how he sets, waits for Bartz to clear, and Bartz was unable to get his head around and his feet set in enough time to truly pull the ball down. Terrific call by the official. Watch how he has it in his hands, but as he goes to the ground, doesn't have enough possession, and see how it hits? Great call by the official. That's not a catch.
Looked like he stopped his route right in the middle.
Yeah, if he got into the seam, and Holland was able to hit him, but he didn't get his head around quick enough to get set to catch it.
3rd down and 9, 3 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Holland, empty backfield. 4-man rush. This time, no, we've got a whistle and a penalty flag is thrown. This is something, we'll listen to the call first.
Delay of game on the offense, 5-yard penalty. Repeat 3rd down.
That's their 2nd delay of game for Sonny Lubig's squad. This is something they worked on extensively. Practice on Thursday. 3rd and about 7, 3rd and 9.
Be ready for these situations. Colorado fortunate on that play, and I'll tell you why. They had some confusion in the secondary on the coverage over Corey Sperry, number 80. Billingsley, number 5, was in heavy discussions back there about who should have it. Him and Tyrone Henderson, number 3. See if they're able to get organized on this snap.
3rd down and 14. Holland looking to the right, looking over the middle. He's going to be hit from the backside. The ball is loose. Colorado State gets it back. It'll be a loss of about 5 on the play, and that'll bring up a 4th down. That is something that Colorado didn't do last year, and that's put pressure on Holland and make him move his feet.
You notice this year, Mike Hankwitz does not want to just totally sit back. And Abraham Wright, number 53 from the defensive end position. Upfield rush, came back when Holland stepped up in the pocket, forced the fumble. Nice pressure from the guys in black.
Evan Mark is going to attempt a field goal with a new holder this year in Joe Carney. They'll spot it at the 34-yard line. A 44-yard attempt, his first collegiate field goal. No. Looked like he may have hooked it just a little bit. He had the distance. He's got a strong leg. Just didn't have the accuracy on that one. Sonny Lubick wants to talk to him, but we'll take a timeout. 8:01 to play in the half. The score remains 7-3.
No, I gotta tell you, since I've been hurt and missing work, you've been a big help to this family. No, really. The cash we get from Aflac helps us maintain the house, put food on the table. And my Jenny continues with her piano lessons. Yep, this family's doing just fine. And it's all thanks to
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
There's a change taking place, a wave of self-expression, and it's being driven by people with a vision to live life, not by some rule book, but on their own terms. Star Motorcycles. We build it, you make it your own, exclusively at your Yamaha dealer.
He teaches high school geography in Tucson. She's a mom, balancing work and what's for dinner. And this is Take On Orbitz, the game that pits other travel services against Orbitz.com.
Today's contestants need a 4-star hotel in Manhattan near Central Park. Ready? Go. Done! That new Orbitz Neighborhood Matrix makes it easy to find the right hotel.
Next time, Orbitz.
Welcome back to Boulder, Colorado. You're watching TBS Saturday Night College Football presented by Orbitz. Here's some scores from around the country. And, of course, Ernie Johnson will update you on all the scores and highlights coming up at halftime, including the TCU upset of Oklahoma.
Yeah, that's the one that's going to get everyone's attention. Gary Patterson's done a great job at TCU, but they had an off year last year, and I don't think anyone expected them to go into Norman and shock the Sooners as they did today.
Colorado with 61 yards offense, 53 on their opening drive, which ended with an interception. Platt throws it out to the flat. Evan Judge on the reception, the senior out of Scottsdale, Arizona. Now, if you don't think it's tough being a kicker, take a look at this. This is what Kevin Mark had to go through. You miss the kick, you get bumped, and then you say, what, and then bang.
Terry Washington, number 10, with the first little nudge, and then Akarika Dawn celebrating going by and gave him a little love tap on the way off the field. Tough way for your first field goal attempt of the season.
He is one of the nice young men. We had a chance to spend a lot of time with Kevin, and what a personable young guy. He's going to have a nice little career here at Colorado State. Charles, left side, tries to get the first down. Be about a half a yard short, it looks. Charles runs about a 4.37 40. This guy can motor when he gets to the corner. He's fast and strong despite his size of only 5'8", 185 pounds. We got another guy down, another player down. Now the story of this game is Gary Barnett's offense looked exceptional the first drive, but then the Colorado State defense stiffened, Charles.
And in a big way. Miles Kochaver with the first interception, and then Robert Herbert with a nice tackle and a strip led to another one, and then how about Herbert there reading the play and smacking Evan Judge. Dusty Sprague on that one. Big time pop.
This Colorado State defense really struggled last year. In fact, so much that a lot of the players put up a sign in the locker room. It said 4 and 7, never again. All the kids on the defense and the offense, they're taking responsibility for each other. College football on TBS is brought to you by Honda, the company that defines performance in motorcycles, ATVs, personal watercraft, and scooters. And by The Man, starring Samuel L. Jackson and Eugene Levy, in theaters September 9th.
Didn't know you had a starring role in a movie.
The Man.
Got to be talking about you.
The old man.
Got to be talking about you. 3rd and short here, Ron. If you're Colorado, you sure would love to take the ball and jam it right up the middle and pick up a first down. A good, hard, physical play if you're Gary Barnett.
Vickers and Charles from the eye. Klatt's just going to try to sneak it, and I'm telling you, they stacked that up pretty good.
Colorado State defensive front has become stouter as the game has gone on.
And they're not a big defensive line in any stretch of the imagination. That's going to be very close. You can see our Napa 1st and 10 line. Gary Barnett, let's see if he'll go for it. He went up for it 12 times last year on 4th down, and successful 33% of the time, but it's a moot point.
Just get down low and wedge in behind the big guys, and Joel Klatt does exactly that. We see the benefits of the added weight that Joel Klatt has put on. What does Sean Watson, his offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach, tell us? When he first came, he was really a baseball player in terms of body type, but he's now become a football player. That's Sean Watson in the booth, calling the plays for the Buffaloes.
2 tight ends for Colorado. Klopfenstein moving around, and Klatt's going to put it up. He's a rush. Throws it into the flat, complete in Colorado State territory, the 47-yard line. Evan Judge on the reception. That is his 2nd catch of the afternoon for the senior out of Scottsdale.
Great route by Evan Judge because he got Darrell Williams, number 39, to turn, and he was running behind him. And he takes a shot there from Jesse Nading, number 59, and number 52, Courtney Jones from Colorado State. Some kind of hold his midsection a little going back to the huddle, but a great completion like that eases the pain.
Klatt had a little hitch there after that play. Now Vickers and Charles will be in the backfield. Vickers is up. Charles, left side, breaks through. Here's the speed. Inside the 25, inside the 20, down to about the 15-yard line. Travis Garcia runs him out of bounds.
This is why you stay with the running game. Attrition. Eventually you hope something pops. On that play, Hugh Charles got to the linebackers, and Jeff Herenek, number 51, missed the tackle before Travis Garcia brings him down deep in the secondary. Big run for the Colorado Buffaloes and Hugh Charles.
31 yards on the scamper by Charles. 1st and 10, ball's now on the 15. Closing in on 6 minutes left here in quarter number 2. Sprague in motion. Charles will try it again, hit the backfield. And he is going to be dropped back at the 23-yard line. Blake Smith, an outstanding sophomore out of Tulsa Union High School in Tulsa, Oklahoma. This is one of those motor kids everybody talks about. Delroy Park also in on that, but Blake Smith got the penetration. This kid is going to be a dandy.
Yeah, he's lost some weight because he's had back problems in the past, and they thought if he lost weight, it would relieve some of the pressure. He's had a pretty good summer camp, back from a bad back last year. And on that play, one of the notes I have, very quick off the ball. We just saw that, didn't we?
Very much so. We've got a timeout with 6:11 to play in the half. Joel Klatt trying to get his Buffs with a 7-pointer instead of just a field goal. Are they starting to feel the rhythm again, Charles, offensively? We're going to find out. 6:11 to play. We'll be back.
Whether you're running a busy household or a small business, chances are you have a lot going on. Well, there's one place that can help you handle it all.
Don't you worry about a thing.
The UPS Store. If you need help with packing and shipping, need someone to print, collate, and bind a presentation for your small business, or a mailbox where someone can sign for your packages, let the UPS Store worry about it. That's our thing.
Don't you worry about a thing.
The UPS Store, the place for packing, shipping, and a whole lot more.
For all the extra hours you dedicate to your students, we think you deserve some extra credit. TIAA-CREF, serving the retirement needs of those in the academic, medical, cultural, and research fields. Visit us online to find out how we can serve you. TIAA-CREF, financial services for the greater good.
This telecast is a copyrighted presentation of the University of Colorado, a member of the Big 12 Conference. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the University of Colorado or the Big 12 Conference. Don't worry that TBS is biodegradable. We'll have it off by the end of the game. Klopfenstein, Joe Klopfenstein, the big tight end of Colorado, does not have a reception yet in this game. Is this the time to go to him again?
Well, if they get into a spread situation, looks like Colorado's coming out what they call a solo set. 2 tight ends. There's Klopfenstein, 89. He and Sipnewski, 45. 2 wide receivers, 1 running back in the backfield. It's a balanced set, which makes it tough for the defense because they're not tipping their hand going strong side or weak side. Now they've got him on the move.
Vickers alone in the backfield. Colorado State with 7 on the line of scrimmage. They bring 5. Little timing pattern caught inside the 5 down to the 4-yard line. And guess who it is? Joe Klopfenstein, the big tight end.
Terrific play call by Sean Watson, the offensive coordinator, because what he did was isolate Joel Klopfenstein on Miles Kochaver, the strong safety. The height and strength and in weight advantage all goes to Klopfenstein, and he's able to muscle past Kochaver and get inside, and Klatt delivers.
Leading return man as far as receptions. 5 touchdown receptions last year. Vickers and Charles now in the backfield. Charles, right side, hit hard by Robert Herbert, who's having a good game. 4 tackles already in the half for the junior. He leads the team.
I know one thing here. Gary Barnett, Sean Watson, the offensive coordinator, Dave Borberly, the offensive line coach for Colorado, they will not butt their heads against a brick wall.
Right.
But I know that in their heart of hearts, they want to be so strong and tough down here. They want to line up. They've had 3 tight ends in on the last play. They're going 3 tight ends again. And they want to take that ball and jam it inside against Colorado State and feel better about themselves.
Klatt dumps it off. to Vickers down to the 3-yard line. They'll mark it. That'll be a 3rd down and goal. Here's Craig Sager.
Well, following up on what Charles said, the 2 tight ends there helping out the blocking because Colorado's offense on the sidelines now 2 starters. Tyler Columbus is being treated for a shoulder injury, and Brian Daniels with a back injury. So Daniel Sanders and Gary Moore, 2 backups now on that front line.
Great observation, Craig, because now you got to go to a different set to get the kind of strength you want. And now they got 3 tight ends. Paul Creighton, number 30, has been on the field with Sibnewski, 45, and Klopfenstein, 89. Let's see if they try and jam it in again with Vickers, 17, as the lead back.
Charles dancing, ducks his head, fights forward, may have gotten down to the 1-yard line. That'll bring up a 4th down and goal.
This time I say go.
Why not?
Because if you're Gary Barnett, one of the things he told us in our meeting, sometimes you have to tell your team how much you like them in order to have confidence. Sonny Lubick did it in the first quarter. It paid off. I think Gary Barnett's going to do the same thing here.
And that's exactly what they're going to do. Inside of 4 minutes left in the first half.
How about this challenge for both sides? Can Colorado State dig in, and will Colorado come right at her?
Schaub's the fullback. Vickers is behind him. Vickers puts his head down. Touchdown, Colorado. Lawrence Vickers, who had a couple of rushing touchdowns last year, the most versatile back on this team, hence the V-back name tag. There was no denying him. Crosby with the extra point. Right straight through the uprights. Only missed 2 last year. The touchdown, the extra point, 73 yards capped by this run.
And I think Colorado got exactly what they want. Look at the end of the play. You see Vickers with the forearm slamming Robert Herbert down. That's exactly what Colorado wanted. Obviously the touchdown, but in the most physical way possible. Both teams trying to establish dominance. Colorado feels as if they have the upper hand right now.
How about the block that Brendan Shaw put on Miles Kochaver? He buried him into the turf.
We had 3 tight ends and 2 fullbacks. Shaw just got a scholarship here this fall because of his great play on special teams and as a blocking back. Great block on Kochaver, and then Vickers, with his strength, finishes it off.
Well, that puts Colorado back on top at 10-7 with 3:36 left to play in the opening half. Impressive drive for a number of reasons. Number 1, they went for it on 4th down. Number 2, they showed a little versatility running the football, alternating both Ellis and Charles, and had Vickers coming in to finish things off.
Almost a little bit of payback for Lawrence Vickers. Remember, he forced the punt.
That's right.
2 series ago. They only got a field goal out of that one. This time they come back. He gets the payoff on the touchdown.
Crosby's kick will go about a yard deep. Herbert up over the 30-yard line. That's where Colorado State will begin. Let's check in with Ernie Johnson in our studio.
All right, thank you, Ron. You never know what might happen on this first weekend of the college football season. We'll show you an example of that on the Chili's halftime report with the highlights of Oklahoma and TCU. And we've got a sneak peek at Nebraska. You're going to see him next week on TBS. Bill Callahan wearing the mic for some Cornhusker access. That's coming up at halftime. Back to you, Ron.
Thanks, Ernie. Of course, we'll have Nebraska Wake Forest next Saturday night right here on TBS. Get our first look at the Cornhuskers. Right now, the business at hand is Colorado State. Allen has plenty of time to work with. There's that rifle of an arm. Gets over the 45-yard line, up to the 48-yard line. David Anderson. How does this guy get open? I mean, you look at the speed, it's not that great, but he always seems to find space.
Terrific route runner and creates separation. See how he gets the stick, moves inside, and has his body between the ball and the defender. He's a very smart player. Watches a lot of film, understands defenses. And I said earlier in the game he didn't have a catch. He had caught one for no yardage. I'm not used to that out of David Anderson. And now his catches are starting to pile up.
He's a gym rat, that's for sure. First down and 10 for Colorado State. Howell a little wobbly on the ball, but Anderson still comes down with it. He's not afraid to take the hit. And if you notice, you look at the tape that we've looked at over the last couple of days and today, he takes the hit, what's he do? Boom, bounces right back up again. Well, our 1st and 10 line this afternoon is brought to you by Napa. Right now that 1st and 10 line is only about 3 yards away from the line of scrimmage line. There it is, the yellow line. 2nd and 3, 2.5 to play in the opening half. Try to keep it on the ground. Kyle Bell getting a little action today. That's good enough for a first down. Washington with his 4th tackle of the afternoon.
They were wanting to establish a feature back. Talk about Colorado State. Nnamdi O'Hare got the first set of carries in the ball game, a number of carries. He limped off the field earlier in this game. Kyle Bell's now stepped in, and many people thought he would get the feature back job anyway. Here's his opportunity, and we know Sonny Lubick likes the running game. See the number of 100-yard running backs he's had? A whole bunch of them in his time in Fort Collins.
Sperry now goes into the backfield. Adds a little protection. A little wobbly ball. Holland was being hit right as he was releasing the ball. Looked like Billingsley was coming in on a safety blitz. He's got to shake that right arm off a little bit.
Well, if you're Kyle Bell, running the ball is terrific. But to stay on the field, you have to pass block. Watch Bell here, number 34. You've got to protect your quarterback. Billingsley on the blitz, coming at him. Circled the wrong guy, my bad on that one. But when Bell slid over, didn't get enough of the defender, and he was able to make a play on the quarterback and force the incompletion.
2nd down and 10. Colorado brings 4. Allen has time. That long out pattern is caught inside the 40 to the 37-yard line. Sims puts the hit on David Anderson.
I love David Anderson.
Oh, I'm telling you what, this young man is exceptional. There's going to be a timeout called. It'll be called Colorado State. Great neighborhood he grew up with. I mean, he was telling us about the neighborhood back out in Westlake Village, California. Yeah, it was kind of like a who's who when it came to throwing the ball around and when they were very, very young.
Yeah, Ben Olsen, who's now at UCLA and has a chance to be the quarterback there, back from a Mormon mission for 2 years. He was David Anderson's quarterback in high school, which makes it all the more surprising that there wasn't more attention for David Anderson. I think more people upgraded Ben Olsen and downgraded the receiving corps, and they missed on this young man.
Check out what's on TBS Sunday
night on TBS. Jackie Chan.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Chris Tucker.
Don't nobody understand the words that are coming out of your mouth, man.
Rush Hour 2, Sunday night at 8 on TBS.
That'll be coming up on Sunday. But for Saturday afternoon, it's Colorado State. And when you look at David Anderson, too, this is a young man that works extremely hard. He's articulate. He's a broadcast major, which means he wants one of our jobs in the next few years.
I think he wants both.
I think he does.
He thinks that he can go ahead and do both of our jobs in one fell swoop. And he's a team leader, not necessarily because he's always in guys' faces and grabbing face masks, but he knows how to keep a team loose. But the way he practices forces you to get better, because if your better players are leaders on the practice field, no one else has any excuses for slacking.
And for his dad, he did want us to make sure we said hi. I know you're overseas, and
he's in Guam.
He's in Guam. He said to say hi to my dad. George Hill, Anderson, split out. A lot of noise. They get it to Hill. Bounces off one tackle, splits the seam. He's got daylight. 10, 5. No, they're going to mark him out at the 3. One of the things that they wanted Justin Holland to have this year is patience. He had the patience, but he got the ball where it needed to be.
Tom Hubbard, number 9 in Colorado, has the chance. Unable to break down and throttle himself down to make the tackle. He came through like a missile, left his feet, and George Hill shook him, and now he's out at the 3-yard line.
Ooh, I don't know about that. That foot looked like there was some green between it and the sideline. Can't tell there. Colorado trying to get players on the field. Didn't have enough. First and goal from the 3.
A lot of confusion for the Colorado Buffalo defense.
They're going to have to call a timeout.
12 guys on the field. They had one guy too many. Fortunately, they got the timeout and not the penalty.
Mike Hankwitz wants to talk to his troops about that. Let's take a look at that again from the one angle. See what we can see. Once again, there is replay. Unless it's his heel, huh?
Yeah, and the trail official was on the play. You just notice him in the background there, looking down at the feet. We had a front view. He had the back view. Let's take a look. If you talk about the heel, right there on the side, no.
Well,
that's close, and that could be some white there.
Yeah, they
right
spotted
there.
the 3.
Remember, he's the trail official looking at it, and is on target. I'm not going to question what he saw on that one. That was close enough. Got to give him definitely the benefit of the doubt on that call.
Bottom line, it was not only a nice quick throw again by Holland, but Hill did a great job just splitting and following his blocks, and the wide receivers did an outstanding job blocking on that play. Once again, instant replay in the Big 12. You can replay official, alternate game official, and technician are about 4 or 5 booths down from us, and they're going to be buzzed when a play is under review. And the replay official will determine if there is indisputable video evidence to overturn.
I think that's the key on that play. I don't think there would be indisputable video evidence to overturn the call.
There's the booth. We promise you they are there. we do. It's not an empty booth that we just picked. There is somebody in there.
You know someone's important when you know the windows are darkened that much. You can't see in. You know you're big.
Minute and 36 to play in the half. Colorado has a 3-point lead. Colorado first and goal from the 3. Green and Walker now in the backfield, 2 bruisers. Green banging his way down to the 1-yard line. Tyrone Henderson making the first hit. A junior out of Oakland, California, his second tackle of the afternoon.
As important as I said that it was for Colorado to score with a tough inside run, I think Colorado State's thinking the same thing. They've gone with a robust backfield, 2 fullbacks essentially. Tristan Walker, Jimmy Green on the field. And a big heavy lineup in. Let's see if they try and run Jimmy Green inside again.
Days of last year. Nope, stopped again. You think they're having some nightmares from 2004. Thaddeus Washington on the stop of Green. But they do have some timeouts to work with 45 seconds to go.
Thad Washington, number 49, inside out on the play as Green cuts inside. That first hit was 49 Washington. Then Dizon, 44, trying to help out also. Great positioning by the linebacker. Inside, didn't allow the cutback. Great wrap-up form tackle, and puts him down.
Now 43 seconds to play. Each team out with 1 timeout remaining. Sonny Lubick just letting his offensive coordinator, Dan Hammerschmidt, talk it over with Holland. Stick around, by the way, for the Chili's halftime report. Ernie Johnson will catch you up on all of today's action, including the big upset with TCU over Oklahoma. Nebraska Cornhuskers will be there next week. We'll show you what Bill Callahan's doing in Lincoln, plus scores and highlights from around college football, including Tennessee fighting off Watson Brown's UAB squad.
If I knew that would be a battle.
You did not.
Oh, yeah, knew it would be a battle.
You know, we talk about conference titles. Everybody says, hey, it's Oklahoma, it's Kansas State. But when you look at it, Colorado, K-State, Nebraska, and Texas all with 3 in the Big 12.
Yeah, Colorado, K-State, Nebraska all in the Big 12 North, Oklahoma and Texas in the South. Let's see what they line up with here, because if they come back with that robust lineup, I don't expect them to toss the ball. I expect them to come at them and come hard. But Sperry, number 80, is the H-back. See if he's on the move.
2 tight ends. Green in the backfield. Holland keeps it. Looking for Anderson in the corner. Still looking. Throws. Touchdown, Colorado State. David Anderson. Officially a 1-yard touchdown reception by David Anderson. He's had 129 receptions over the last 2 years for this Colorado State team. That was classic David Anderson, just getting open. The extra point. It is good by Kevin Martin.
Great patience by Justin Holland. Approached the line of scrimmage, waits. And David Anderson, who was covered initially by Lorenzo Sims, number 22. Watch. Sims is over there, right? Now he's coming. And then he just lets him bypass him and cuts back inside. Patience by Holland, the quarterback, threatening the line of scrimmage and then backing off to create a little extra time for the play. And Anderson never giving up on it, rolling back inside to complete the touchdown.
I thought Colorado kids were supposed to be calm and cool. He's pretty excited over there, huh?
You know, when it's Colorado State and Colorado, you can take your calm and cool and put it to the side for a while.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I'll be cool tomorrow. I got Labor Day to be cool. David Anderson with his first touchdown reception of the year. We've told you at the top of the show about the physical play that both teams wanted. We've seen that so far. Teams going on 4th down. And we also told you about fireworks, offensive fireworks, and we're seeing that here in this opening half. Colorado State already 181 yards in offense, 134 for Colorado. Pretty much what we thought, huh?
Yeah, and what's been interesting for me is that both teams have tried to establish their presence, their physicality, and neither one has backed down.
How about a little squib kick? Fumbled into the end zone. And that's a smart thing to do, just take the knee. Well, we told you about David Anderson being excited. His first year at Colorado State, he figured out this was a pretty big game.
I'm from California at first. I didn't really know much about it, I'm going to be honest. I was always a USC, UCLA guy, Stanford, Cal guy. And so I was like, CSU, CU, it can't be that big. I didn't really understand it. And then I went to the first game in Invesco. My freshman year, I didn't even get to play, really. I just sat on the sidelines. But I never had that much blood pumping through me. My nerves were going all over the place. And I saw Cecil Sapp run through 5 defenders, jump in the end zone. And like, it was perfectly split. And our half of the stand just went crazy. And I was like, well, I got to get involved in this.
And he is involved. Now, last year, he didn't have his first reception until about 3 minutes left in quarter number 2. And the coaches were emphatic to us on Thursday at Fort Collins saying, we've got to get him involved in this offense right away. And Anderson with 7 receptions already. And he likes Justin Holland. You can see before Justin Holland's injury and then after, he and Holland have kind of a connection going on.
They do, and I think a lot of it has to do with Justin Holland's big arm. And then Caleb Haney, who came in as a true freshman last year. It's tough enough to find your way to the library as a true freshman, let alone go out and play football in the Mountain West Conference in the type of offense that Sonny Lubick wants to run. He did a good job, but it's hard to establish those connections that you've had with other guys previously.
Library? What's that?
Oh, yeah, I forgot about us.
Yeah.
But, you know, I'm trying to present a new image for us,
Thank you. I appreciate
because both of these teams have excellent students on them. I don't want us to become overrun by them.
There you go. Charles and Vickers now in the backfield.
See if they run some type of a screen here to create some space.
And it is to Charles. They wanted to get him the ball. 29 seconds left. He's run out. One thing we haven't seen, we've seen a couple of times, I guess I should say, that Colorado has put pressure defensively, but they really haven't gotten to Holland except for the one time they stripped the ball, if I'm not mistaken.
And I think part of that goes back to the injury to Brian Ewu.
Yeah, exactly.
He's one of their better blitzers. And with him not in the lineup, I think Mike Hankwitz is thinking about his second line guys, thinking about Brad Jones, and also thinking about, Carpenter, Ben Carpenter, maybe not wanting to utilize them in the same way to try and get pressure on the quarterback.
Patrick Williams, the redshirt freshman, far to the left. They go over the middle. Pass is complete over the 35 to Klopfenstein. We're marking it about the 38-yard line. It'll be first down. Stop the clock with 23 to go. We got another player down.
And that's Jamal Hall, number 2. Who is an undersized linebacker, and if you talk to anyone around the program, they love his motor, they love the way that he'll hit and hustle, but because he's undersized, he gets dinged up a lot.
Hasn't played a whole season yet.
And the problem is he's putting a hit on Joel Klopfenstein, who's 6'6", 245. Jamal Hall weighs 193, and then he takes an extra shot from his own guy. Looks like Hrenek. Jeff Hrenek, number 51, the eager redshirt freshman. And that's the second time Hall's been hurt by one of his own players this fall. First it was Jimmy Green in a scrimmage, and now it's Hrenek coming in and getting the second tag on him. So he puts the hit right there, and then Hrenek, see the helmets going into each other? Let's hope Jamal Hall is okay and able to return later today.
Well, he's limping off the field.
Good sign he's coming off on his own power. He'll get the halftime now to get himself back together.
23 seconds left. Colorado has 1 timeout remaining now. They don't need to get too much farther to be in field goal range for Crosby. Platt steps up, lost the ball, got it back. The left hand came out and he surrounded it. Clock goes down to 9 seconds, 8 seconds. Gary Barnett's probably saying, let's just get to the locker room and talk about this.
And Jesse Nading with the big-time pressure from the backside. He's a young man who's grown up a lot in just a single year, a terrific football player.
Now, they didn't even give Mason Crosby a chance to try another 60-yarder, which he had last year. Here's Craig Sager with Sonny Lubick.
Well, Sonny's been waiting a lot of months to see Justin Holland and Mark Anderson team up again. Talk about that. Go ahead, touchdown.
That was a great play by Justin. The fact he just kept himself alive, bought time, and then they had the whole team over there, and David found an open place. That was a great throw, great catch.
A key play in the game, according to Charles Davis, was when you had to go 4th and 2 at your 7. You decided to go for it. Were you trying to give confidence to your team?
That's what I want to do. Let's see if we can go get 7. We needed 7 points and not settle for the 3. That lucky call.
Good call. Score right now, 14-10. Let's go back upstairs to Ron.
It was a good call, Coach, not a lucky call. That ends the first half of TBS Saturday Night College Football presented by Orbitz. We'll join Ernie Johnson in our studios right after this break.
Start having a great life. It's about living.
Reintroducing the Kia Sportage with a 10-year warranty, available V6, and advanced safety features. The SUV with everything is now for everyone. The Kia Sportage, starting around $16,000.
He's been a killer, a renegade cop, and a Jedi Knight. He's always been the man.
Excuse me.
Until now.
The sooner you start treating me like a partner. Hey, we are not partners.
Samuel L. Jackson, Eugene Levy.
You shot me, you dragged me all over town. Hey, I've got news for you, homie. I'm now calling the shots. So you're the man. Yes, I am the man.
The Man, rated PG-13, starts September 9th.
This looks great. Hey. What was that? Oh, it's my TV. It sucks. It sucks? The bill, the customer service, my TV sucks big time. Wow, it sucks hard. Your TV doesn't suck? No, I have Dish Network. Low monthly bill, awesome service. I even got a free DVR. Huh. Maybe we should switch to Dish Network. Yeah, you might want to get on that.
Join today and get 25 movie channels free, plus 1 month free service. Dish Network, better TV for all.
Loctite Power Grab grabs instantly, with 9 times higher initial hold than the leading brand. Without bracing and without hammering. Loctite Power Grab. Project solved.
Of Colorado State leading 14-10 at Colorado. We welcome you to our home field in Atlanta. For the Chili's halftime report, I'm Ernie Johnson. The last time we saw the Oklahoma Sooners, they were being blown out of the Orange Bowl by Southern Cal 55-19. It was the only loss of the season after 12 straight wins. So they come into this season with a number 5 preseason ranking, a new quarterback, a Heisman hopeful in the backfield, and TCU on the schedule to kick things off in Norman, Oklahoma. Here's that new quarterback, Paul Thompson, the junior, who has him deep in TCU territory but gives it up inside the 5. That led to a Horned Frog touchdown. Later in the first half, Adrian Peterson bottled up only 9 yards on 9 carries in the first 30 minutes. It was 10-0 at the break, TCU. Third quarter, Sooners on the board, courtesy of Peterson around the right side, 10-7. Now Peterson up the middle. And they hold their breath in Norman because the Heisman hopeful has a high right ankle sprain. He would leave the game but would return. Game tied at 10, and after an Oklahoma turnover, it's Ty Gunn on the option to Robert Merrill, 2-yard touchdown, 17-10 lead. Last chance for Oklahoma at home. 4th and 8. Thompson swarmed by the Horned Frogs. And there's your upset in the opener. 17-10 TCU. First time since '97 that Oklahoma has lost an opener. You see Ty Gunn going 26 out of 46, 224, and a touchdown. Oklahoma has Tulsa next. Look out, Tulsa. UAB and number 3, Tennessee. Phil Fulmer's guys at Neyland Stadium today. And here is Rick Clausen on in relief of Eric Ainge to C.J. Phaeton with the catch. 17-3, but they're not sitting pretty because back come the Blazers of Alabama Birmingham. Darrell Hackney to Reggie Lindsey. It covers 27 yards, and it's 17-10. And look at this, under 4 minutes to play, deep in Tennessee territory and off the fingertips of Lance Rhodes. And there goes the last chance for UAB as Tennessee hangs on to win it by a score of 17-10. Rick Clausen, the senior, 17 out of 25 for 216 and a touchdown, and now a week off before Tennessee tangles with Florida on September the 17th. When we come back on the Chili's Halftime Report, we'll look ahead to next week's TBS appearance by Nebraska. Head coach Bill Callahan hoping that junior Zach Taylor can get the West Coast offense in gear.
He's got great leadership skills. He has great command of the huddle. He has an excellent knowledge of the offensive system, and he can inspire you to play.
Hey, Zach, as soon as we find the designated blitzer in the under front, that buck backer, you got to tune into that number, okay? You got to track him on every down. Okay, let's run the play.
Man, what's gotten into people lately?
Introducing new Triple Threat. It fuels like a power bar and tastes like a candy bar. One bite and you'll feel like you can take on anything. Be great.
What do you feel like tonight, chicken or beef?
Whatever.
Just pick one.
Want more variety?
Welcome to Chili's.
Hurry in to Chili's now for our new Triple Dipper dinner for just $9.99. Build your own full meal from 7 of Chili's dippable favorites, like our famous boneless buffalo wings, new Chipotle lobster rolls, or our new hot spinach and artichoke dip. New Triple Dipper dinner, just $9.99 for a limited time. Come on, live a little. Man, what's gotten into people lately?
Introducing new Triple Threat. It fuels like a power bar and tastes like a candy bar. One bite and you'll feel like you can take on anything. Be great.
University of Colorado.
These are the voices of Colorado's university, and this is our creed.
At the University of Colorado, we act with honor,
integrity, and accountability.
In my interactions with students,
faculty, and staff, we are the University of Colorado.
We are the University of Colorado.
We are the University of Colorado.
Everything we do, we do just for you.
At Boulder Toyota Scion, we've got the Toyota 4Runner you want at the price you want. Choose from over 30 new 2005 4Runners in stock. And for a limited time, get up to $6,000 off MSRP. Or choose from over 17 Toyota models with 30-plus miles per gallon.
Everything we do just for you. At Boulder Toyota Scion.
Rock solid satisfaction.
Since 1958, McCadden Cadillac in Boulder has been breaking through the competition. No dealer can match the excellent customer service you get at McCadden Cadillac in Boulder. And when it comes to luxury, selection, and low prices, McCadden shatters the competition. Choose from Escalade, DeVille, CTS, SRX, XLR, the exciting new STS, and certified pre-owned Cadillac. Break through to the other side. See McCadden Cadillac in Boulder or McCadden.com.
Back here on the Chili's Halftime Report. Next week, it actually will be TBS Saturday Night College Football. 7 o'clock Eastern Time for Nebraska at home against Wake Forest. You know, when the Cornhuskers of Nebraska were winning 5 national championships, their offensive scheme was remarkable in its simplicity, a multi-pronged running attack that combined raw power and precise.
Now let's take a look at some of the numbers from that opening half. And I think what stands out, if you're Sonny Lubick, you love the balance.
And that's exactly what he sought going into this ball game. And so far in the first half, 19 runs, 19 passes for the Colorado State Rams. Can't get any more balance than that, Ron.
Not balance in yards, but balance in plays, and that's exactly what he wanted. And you can see the turnovers, 2-0, and Colorado State leading in total yards. Now, Colorado, obviously, they won the toss. They deferred to the second half, so they'll get the ball first in this second or third quarter. How important is it for them to come out and try to establish something and start to dominate at least one of the lines of scrimmage?
Well, I think Gary Barnett told his team at the half, after we scored, Colorado State did not back down. They came right back at us. It's our turn now. We need to come right back at them.
Let's go. Let's check in with Craig Sager. Craig.
Well, Gary Barnett obviously was not happy with the turnovers, but he said also the pass that Joel Klatt threw in the end zone that overthrew the wide open receiver is something that's been very uncharacteristic of Joel Klatt. He thinks as a veteran he will bounce back. When they get the ball in offense, he says, I want quick scores. I want to move the ball out. We're waiting too long. We're being too patient. We want to catch them off guard. I also asked how come David Anderson got open on that play. He goes, we had him shadowed perfectly, but our guys were just too fast and they outran him.
Well, you know, Craig, that's exactly what he told all of us, is that they wanted to dictate the tempo. They wanted an NFL tempo, and they really didn't have that in the first half.
Yeah, outside of the first 2 series of the game. And they turned it over.
Well, Dusty Sprague can't put the meat hooks on it. Off his hands. 39 drop balls last year for this Colorado offense. Klatt had 7 of them in the spring game. They got to start putting their hands on the football and hold on. So far, the leaderboard, Klatt 89 yards, Charles 30 yards rushing, Kloffenstein only 2 receptions, and he was wide open on 1 that would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, that's the one Craig Sager referenced, because that would have been an easy 7 points. Uncharacteristically, Joel Klatt missed him on that one. It's bounce back time for Joel Klatt here in the second half.
On 2nd and 10. Charles spins away up over the 25-yard line. Miles Kochaver on the stop. That is his first tackle. He had the interception that put a halt to a very impressive Colorado opening drive.
He got more out of that play than he should have. There's an old Washington Redskins counter tray, brought 2 linemen around. He had great vision on the play, though, because if he had gone where the play was designed, he would have been met by a lot of guys in white shirts. So he used his eyes and cut back to the other side and gained positive yardage. The Colorado offensive line, after each play here in the second half, a couple guys have been slow getting back to the huddle.
On 3rd down, into the flat. Close to a first down, give it to him. Nice timing pattern. Charles showing that he also can catch the ball. They emphasize passing in the spring game. This is why.
Wide receiver screen is essentially the play, although they put the running back in that slot, and he broke through the tackle that would have kept him from the first down. Great job. It ends up becoming a running play, a lateral, because of where the ball was thrown.
Well, it's a first down for Colorado. All right on the 31-yard line. Looking for a block. Gets it. Up over the 40-yard line. Ball is loose, and Colorado State will have it. Nope, they're saying he was down. Courtney Jones is right in on things, along with Darrell Williams for Colorado State. That was close.
That play was close to breaking bigger because he kind of had to gather himself off of the pitch. You notice how he had to stop himself a little on the pitch, but once he got it, good block by number 4, Patrick Williams, out on the corner, the redshirt freshman. And he was down. As he hit the ground, that's when the ball came out.
Flat looks right, throws left, pass is complete to Evan Judge. Penalty flag is thrown as he gets inside the 40, down to the 38-yard line. Kochaver on the coverage.
Darrell Williams out on the corner, missing a tackle in open field, allowed the receiver to get downfield with yards after the catch.
It's going to go against Colorado.
Pass interference, number 82 on the offense. 15-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Well, now we know how Evan Judge got so open. There's one. He missed on the first one.
Well, come on, he's persistent. That's got to be some
He
points.
missed on the first one, and he got the second one out there. And the reason he got called for it, arm extended.
Yeah.
He's noticed how he was out wide open. All of us could see it as he extended the arm. It wasn't much of a push, but once you're out there that far, the official has no choice but to throw the flag.
He's got to toss that ankle down. That's the third penalty for Gary Barnett's squad. Had a couple in that opening half that were costly, pushed him back. You will see Colorado State already with 5.
Yeah, a little uncharacteristic. You mentioned that in the first half. They averaged 4 penalties per game last year, did Colorado State. Colorado averaged 8 penalties per game last year.
Well, they put it up again. The deep out, incomplete, intended for the redshirt freshman Patrick Williams. You know, they've done a lot of creativity with this staff at Colorado. In college football, you usually have a system-oriented type team. Now they have an exceptional situation as far as the staff. A little different.
Yeah, what they want are play-oriented system, meaning they've got guys that they know can do certain things. One guy's fast, one guy's shifty, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
One guy can run inside well, one guy can run outside well. They want to call plays to their strengths, guys who can make big plays and get them to them. And they even take guys and move them out of their natural position into spots where they can make those big plays.
Second down in the bunch, it's at 25. Platt looking to set up the screen, and they do to Charles. Looks for one block, gets it. Needs another, gets it. Has some running room. Inside the 50, down to the 47-yard line. He got the blocks he needed. Garcia and Kochaver coming up to make the stop. But Jack Tipton also was one of the big linemen who allowed Charles to get open.
Second time we've seen this screen pass today. The first time we saw it in the first half to Lawrence Vickers. He scored a touchdown but was called back due to a hold. This time they use Hugh Charles on the play. 27-yard gain, but you don't get downfield unless your wide receivers block. Look at this. There's one, there's two, both engaged. That allowed the lineman to get downfield and help him rumble.
And that sets up a first down. Byron Ellis. Oh, hello, Mr. Jamal Hall. That'll have to check your dentures after that one.
So a lot of guys call it chin checker.
That is a chin checker.
We're going to check your chin on that one. Jamal Hall, number 2, says, I'm wearing half of the number you're wearing, Byron Ellis, but bringing all the load with me. Look at that.
How did he hold on to the football? Lost 2 on the play.
It's good to see Jamal Hall back right before the end of the first half. That young man, wow. You know, this is an overused phrase, a guy with a nonstop motor. But Jamal Hall just ticks on high, doesn't it?
He just has the pedal down the entire way. Now the play clock was at 4, so that's not a problem. It's going to be movement on Colorado. So they'll pick up their 4th penalty. You can't keep shooting yourself in the foot when you start getting some momentum.
False start, 77 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, repeat second down.
Columbus is the culprit. Our 1st and 10 line is brought to you by Napa. Once again, the 1st and 10 line is yellow, line of scrimmage is red. That'll bring up a 2nd down and 17. Just about 3.5 gone by here in quarter number 3. Judge and Patrick Williams wide to the left. Now Judge goes in the slot. Ellis in motion. Flat. Penalty flag is thrown. Pass is complete to Klopfenstein. He gets inside the 40 down to the 37. That's going to be a hold in the backfield. And again, it'll be against Colorado. Let's check in quickly with Craig Sager.
Well, obviously the Colorado sideline's not happy with that call, but a little bit of spark and excitement because Brian Iwo has come out of the locker room and has joined the team, and he has been cleared to play in the second half when they do get the ball. A couple number of observations. We had 2 number 5s out there for the Colorado offense. So Alvin Barrett is wearing number 8.
73 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. Still second down.
Thanks, Craig, for that update, because we noticed him out there, and we're like, now, who is that?
I know, and you know what's funny? We've been just lobbying for the last 4 years. Stop the duplicate numbers.
You have numbers that can go from 00 through 99, okay? Yeah, NCAA. How many times do we have to go over this? We get missed calls all the time. Guys with the number, they can't play because duplicate numbers.
Well,
please.
Joe Klatt's going to call a timeout with 2nd and 27. Wants to talk about it with his coaches on the far side. He's talking to Vickers about it. I think the manager is taking control of the situation over there. We're going to take a break. 11:09 left in quarter number 3. Colorado State led at halftime, and they're still on top.
What's that breeze?
That's our TV. It sucks.
It sucks?
Yeah, the bill, customer service, sucks big time.
Gosh, that sucks.
Oh, it totally sucks. Your TV doesn't suck?
No, we have Dish Network. Saves tons of money. Service is way better.
And we got a free DVR. Maybe we should get Dish Network.
Join today and get 25 movie channels free, plus 1 month free service. Dish Network. Better TV for all.
Loctite Power Grab. Grabs instantly. With 9 times higher initial hold than the leading brand. Without bracing. Loctite Power Grab. Project solved.
Nice ride.
Thank you, Mocha Coca. Chrysler and Jeep came up on Buku Awards. And Dodge trucks last as long as the Deagle Double Chisel. Plus, I got the hookup, nephew, for sure.
You know, I'm not too sure of what you just said. Now everybody gets a great deal.
For shizzle, I can zizzle.
This Labor Day weekend, get employee pricing plus on remaining 2005 models.
If the ride is more fly, then you must buy.
That's what I hear.
It is hot in Boulder, Colorado. Temperature in the low 90s right about now. Everybody's putting on the fans. Uncharacteristically hot today, but it's a dry heat, so that's not too bad. It's still hot.
It's 115, but it's a dry heat.
It's still hot. I love Charles Barkley. It's still hot. Don't give me that.
I agree with him totally.
Now Colorado facing a 2nd and 27 with 11:09 left in quarter number 3. And a couple of penalties here in the third. Cause this drive to stall a little bit. Sprague goes wide to the right. Platt looking, throwing, firing, pass is complete. Quinn Sepnewski, the tight end, his 2nd reception, the senior out of Granger, Iowa. This guy's been plagued by injuries. This is his 3rd senior year, I guess is the best way to put it, because of injuries.
Does that mean he's going to go through 3 senior ceremonies?
I think he should.
Parents get on the field 3 times. Here's the possessions for the game for Colorado, their first 6. Interception, halftime, punt, field goal, touchdown, half.
Yeah.
The touchdown was a run by Lawrence Vickers. The field goal came after the punt attempt by Colorado State was snuffed. They were unable to punch it in.
Here comes the blitz. They pick it up. Platt backpedals, throws it at the feet, which is probably a pretty good thing because Vickers was surrounded. Platt takes a seat. Jamal Hall was there to break things up. Garcia was putting pressure. Watch his pressure.
And this is the 3rd time they've tried to go to the screen. And what's happened for Colorado, unfortunately, is they have essentially wasted 2 big plays with this screen pass. First half, it was called back on a hold when Vickers scored. The 2nd time, they got a great play with Ellis, and then, with Hugh Charles, and then later on they got a penalty and wasted all the yardage they gained. And here, Colorado State was waiting for it.
Well, Torque was able to hang 22 punts last year inside the 20. He's had 1 today, which is career-long, 72 yards. It's 4th down and 5, and he's going to have to hang it up again. And we're going to get another timeout? Well, delay of game. Well, here's why they had the delay of game. He needs some yards to work with here. This guy's going to kick it somewhere, I think, down to downtown Denver.
And he's going to try and bang it inside the 20. And last year, because of their kick game, 50% of the possessions for their opponents, for Colorado's opponents, started at the 20-yard line or less. And if you took away turnovers, it's 53% of the time. So you talked about the weapons their kickers are. Graphic example right there.
And now it's pressure's on their defense to step up. Torque gets it high. It's wobbly. Fair catch is being called for at the 18-yard line. 28 yards on the kick, but that's going to be deceiving. Now it's time now for Tough in the Trenches, brought to you by Yamaha ATVs.
Both teams wanted to be better at stopping the run coming into this season, and Colorado early in the ball game made it very difficult for Colorado State to find room to run. The Colorado Buffaloes tough in the trenches.
Only allowed 33 yards so far on the ground for Colorado State. Holland throwing it up deep down the middle. Looking for Walker. Penalty flag is thrown. That's going to be interference. Tyrone Henderson got the hand on there. He was turned around. Walker was trying to get position. Vaca Manapuna put a hit on Justin Holland right after he released that
football. Pass interference. Number 3 in the defense. 15-yard penalty. First down.
Okay. From experience, here's what happened. Tyrone Henderson was playing the man, didn't know where the ball was, and when John Walker tried to wrap back inside, by the time Tyrone Henderson turned his head to locate the ball, it was too late. There was contact. The defensive back will lose that battle every time if the offensive player initiates contact when his head is facing the receiver, because the officials won't give you that call as a defensive back because they think the receiver's making a play on the ball. Good move by Walker to wrap back inside and force Henderson's hand.
Anderson goes in motion. 1st and 10, ball's on the 34. Kyle Bell. Once again, Nnamdi O'Hare was injured in that first half. Bell getting the call, getting the yeoman's work as far as running the football. Rushed for just a shade under 96 yards last year. Averaged 3.7 a carry. Even took some yoga this year to help a little bit with the balance.
Tried to help the balance and the flexibility. And how fitting was it that we just did the tough in the trenches, and Colorado showed it again on that play. James Gary, number 82, a converted defensive end, moved inside the tackle. He led the charge on the last play.
On 2nd and 11, and again, they're tough in the trenches. They're doing a nice job of stringing it out just enough where all these black shirts can surround the running back. Vaca Manapuna comes up with the tackle. That's his second. He was joined by Thaddeus Washington.
Watching here, the trench guys. When they move inside, those trench guys, when they're going, they're holding the point of attack so no one can really gash them. And then that allows the linebackers to run free behind them and fill in whatever holes there are. Manapuna, that time, came from inside in his tackle position to make a nice play.
That's exactly the way Mike Hankovich draws it up for Colorado. On 3rd and 8, Holland rifles the ball. Caught. Guess who? David Anderson again, his 8th reception of the game.
If you're a secondary coach, a defensive coordinator, your frustration kicks in when this guy keeps making plays. You know why? He's not a secret.
That's
it's not like we didn't know that David Anderson was a great receiver. If you're ever going to err in coverage, err towards the guy who's all-conference potential All-American, and make sure you know where he is. He had their heads turned again for big yardage.
Pick up a 21 on the play. Jimmy Green dancing around in the backfield. Straight ahead running with Kyle Bell. Trips up over the 40, down to the 38-yard line. Brian Ewu back in the ball game, made the stop. That's his 3rd tackle of the game. But you look at Anderson, Pete Rebstock was a pretty doggone good receiver. He reminds a lot of people up at Fort Collins of Pete Rebstock.
Yeah, especially because of the number. You know, they both wore 4. They're the same type of receiver. Tough, gritty, always find a way to get open. It's 11th career 6th reception game. 8 catches thus far today.
Well, Colorado now with 2 backup linebackers, Akarika Dawn and Marcus Burton in there to join Ewu. And they keep it on the ground. Bell just lowering the shoulder on Tyrone Henderson. I tell you, this young man, he is 6'2", 210, but he is strong and he can run.
That yoga's some tough stuff. I gotta tell you. He and Jimmy Green,
that's right,
3 times a week off season with the yoga. And these guys are running. There's not much and meditation in their run. All right?
No, not hardly.
They must have taken the explosive yoga class.
Yeah. Advanced yoga.
I didn't know they had a violent yoga class because these guys, they initiate some collisions when they run the football.
Billy Blank's yoga. Holland, little play action. Throws it into the flat to John Walker. Trips and falls and he gets to the 27-yard line. Lorenzo Sims was on the coverage. Walker, who was a high school option quarterback, is really the big-time playmaker here. When you want something, you talk David Anderson, playmaker, but the big one is John Walker.
They say that he's had a tremendous fall camp, kind of been the surprise of the camp. Starting to really come along and develop, becoming a better receiver in terms of all of his routes, not just the routes that get him deep downfield and stretch the defense.
He has 3 receptions, 2nd down and 8, 3 wide receivers to the left.
Haven't heard from Corey Sperry in a while.
Speaking of, Sperry's got it. Ducks his head, gets down to the 22-yard line. You called it. Jared Burrell on the stop, and he's going to have a headache after that one.
I'm not an offensive coordinator, but I'm trying to play one on TV. And I think the tough part, if you're Dan Hammerschmidt, the offensive coordinator for Colorado State, is to resist the temptation to try and call a play every time for Corey Sperry. Trying to pick your spots, get him balls, get him in open field, and let him use his size and speed to matriculate the ball downfield.
That's too big for me.
God rest Hank Scram's soul.
There you go. Jimmy Green and Tristan Walker in the backfield on 3rd and 3. Green, straight ahead. Crosses the Napa first down line, gets inside the 20, down to the about the 17.
I know one thing I'm doing, Parts. I'm enrolling you and I in a yoga class.
I'm telling you, I thought my Pilates was good.
Look at Jimmy Green. Right at you, but look at the guys up front, carving a hole. He runs through Thad Washington's attempted tackle, and Tom Hubbard has quite a time trying to get him down. Needs a lot of help from his friends. How about the offensive line? Albert Bimper, 77. Brandon Alkinsell, 70. Josh Day, 76. Clint Oldenburg, 71. And Mike Brizell, 63. They're having a heck of a football game.
This is classic Sonny Lubick football, just grinding it out. Play action, nobody buys it. They throw it into the flat. Sperry inside the 5. Are they going to give it to him? No sign from the official yet. No, they'll mark it at about the 1-inch line.
Right now, Corey Sperry is thinking about his parents. You made me 6'6". Couldn't you have gone for 6'7"?
6'7" would have helped. Yeah, really.
That's all I need, 1 inch. But what a beautiful call by Dan Hammerschmidt. Look at Sperry trying to get it there. What the official determined was the knee was down before he extended the ball over the goal line, because he definitely gets to the goal line. But he saw his body down first before he hit.
4th reception for Sperry. They're going for the 7, and Colorado stacks it up. With 5:45 to play in the 3rd, Jimmy Green got the call and went nowhere quickly. 2nd and goal. Colorado State leads by 4. They're trying to up that.
I don't think that Colorado State really needs to get cute right here. I don't know if Justin Holland is the type of quarterback that you can have take the snap and duck behind those big fellas and hide his way into the end zone. That's about where I would go right now if he's that quarterback. If not, I come back and repeat something similar. Power at him, give the ball to the heavy-legged guy, 32, Jimmy Green, and go get it.
Sperry's back there with Green. Sperry shuttles around. Holland throws, hit, ball's tipped, caught, touchdown, Colorado State. Matt Bartz, the tight end. It looked like Jordan Dazon got a hand on it. Holland was leveled right as he let go of the football. Matt Bartz did a great job of hauling that down.
Remember the first half on the other end of the field when Holland tried to hit Bartz inside the 10-yard line and he was unable to come down with it? Remember that one?
Yep.
This time, it's great concentration because Dazon tipped the ball and Bartz stayed with it and brought it down for the touchdown.
Now Kevin Mark drills the extra point, 21-20. Colorado State has taken an 11-point advantage over the Colorado Buffaloes. 5:04 to play in the 3rd.
Benny, dark shades, straight to Hemi. Run up the road, straight away, in control, the mastermind. Reach right past your fine. Mechanically built, speed design. The charger factor, you wanna reach it? Unleash it.
It's Honda's lowest rate of the year. 2.9% on cruisers, 2.9% on sport bikes, 2.9% on ATVs, 2.9% on Aquatrax. Until September 6th, get an unbelievably low 2.9% fixed APR on every single Honda. Plus, up to $500 in factory-to-dealer incentives. There's only one place to go for 2.9% fixed APR financing. The Honda Labor Day sales event. Hurry. Offer ends September 6th.
He teaches high school geography in Tucson. She's a mom, balancing work and what's for dinner. And this is Take On Orbitz, the game that pits other travel services against Orbitz.com.
Today's contestants need a 4-star hotel in Manhattan near Central Park. Ready? Go. That new Orbitz Neighborhood Matrix makes it easy to find the right hotel.
Next time, Orbitz.
College football on TBS, brought to you by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. Dodge. And Chili's new Triple Dipper Dinner. Come on, live a little. Just about 100 yards, 200 yards from the stadium, the beautiful creek. Matt Bartz with the touchdown. Colorado State picked 5th in the Mountain West, leading Colorado, picked to win the North Division of the Big 12. Great concentration, though, by Bartz on that touchdown reception.
Terrific, because as you noted to me in the break, it wasn't as if he was planted in the end zone and, you know, he was falling as the ball was tipped, and it's almost like he willed his body to stay up and catch it. But here's the play that set it up. Watch all the direction go this way, and then Corey Sperry comes back this way. See him come back, he hid and came back against the wash. And once he came back inside, oh, my kingdom for an inch.
Oh, yeah. But he didn't get the number, but he did help the cause a little bit there.
Love the call by Dan Hammerschmidt, the offensive coordinator.
Well, the Bucs find themselves down by 11. They're going to try to pound it. Keeping it on the ground with Charles. Now, there were two school of thoughts as far as Colorado and Colorado State. Colorado State, Sonny Lubick did something he hasn't done in the past. That's to go the last 15 minutes of practice in the spring and now hitting, live hitting. Colorado went away from it. Colorado, we've seen fumbles. We've seen some problems. Is that the residue of maybe hitting and not hitting?
You know, Colorado went strong hitting in the spring, but felt they didn't have enough depth at the running back position to get those guys exposed in the fall. Plus, he felt he had a veteran team. So right now, what you're seeing is, if it stays this way, sure, that the residue is in favor of Colorado State.
Well, Dusty Sprague got it, but there's been some tackling issues, though, I think, with Colorado. I can't think how many missed tackles they've had in this game.
Yeah, they thought they tackled better than they had all spring long. And again, that's what led to Gary Barnett to his decision not to expose his guys to as much injury. Worried a little bit about depth, wanted them to be fresh for the season. Colorado State instead has hit all spring and all fall. And they seem to be a little bit crisper right now.
That's a third reception for Sprague. That covered 17 yards. But this has been Colorado's MO in this game. They move well in the middle of the field and they shoot themselves in the foot when they get deep into Colorado State territory. Back play action, scrambling for his life. Look out. Shakes one. Maybe gets back to the original line of scrimmage. Fans want a penalty flag. There it is. May have been out of bounds when they shoved him. Dangerous to do that when you shove the quarterback into his own bench.
And then give him an extra whack.
And then give him an extra whack. Not the smartest thing to do.
Usually don't have very many guys with your color shirt over there with you when that happens.
You're exactly right.
There is no flag on the penalty. No flag.
Well, this is going to get a reaction from Gary Barnett.
See, what they're saying is he was still going forward and trying to gain yardage, and they must have felt he still was in bounds. There's Jamal Hall missing. Right, there's Smith. There's the shove. I think it's a good call. I think his feet were still in bounds when he got shoved. I think the problem you get when it's a quarterback is a heightened sensitivity. He shoved him out of bounds into his own bench. Ball goes flying, a few extra people, but his feet were still in the field of play in my estimation.
Well, it brings up second down. They lost a yard on that play. It's at 11. Charles, right side, and he is going to be swarmed over by the Colorado State defense. as we check in with Ernie Johnson, Boise State and Georgia highlights. EJ?
A lot of folks wondering if possibly an upset would be in the works here, but Jared Zabransky threw two early picks for Boise State. Georgia turned them both into points. This DJ Shockley to Kenneth Harris to make it 14-0. Georgia in the first.
Ernie's taking a deep breath now.
See, that's just not right.
Yeah.
All right, my alma mater sweats, and his is off to a 14-zip lead.
Just the way it is.
Just the way it goes, right?
3rd down and 12. Here comes the blitz. They rush 5, tip almost picked off at the last second. They wanted a pass interference. Sprague's calling for it, not going to get it. Mike Pagnotta was right there and almost came up with a loose ball.
Colorado's going to have to punt it away. Look in the middle. Yeah, he's there a little bit early.
Yeah,
a little bit early.
Yeah.
But it's such a bang-bang. See, it slowed down for us, so we could see the hands on the jersey, and then it comes down.
Well, now the fans are throwing things on the field, and we're not going to comment on it because that's so stupid. There was even an article in the paper today, an advertisement pleading with the people, don't throw anything on the field.
And a great column about showing class in a rivalry game in a local paper, which I thought was terrific. Some people need to read that article and take it to heart.
Well, they were confiscating marshmallows, believe it or not. So we've got Texas Tech confiscating tortillas. Here they confiscate marshmallows. They got things under control. Torp set to kick it away. Another driving kick.
They got to be able to return that.
Oh, it hits at the 3, and it's going to be down at the 4. What a job again by John Torp. That is why he is the best in the country. 55 yards on the kick, and it hit like a sandwich.
And he faked me out.
We'll take a break. Colorado State with the football in the lead.
Well, the Chrysler Group's done it again with their most award-winning and freshest lineup ever.
Chrysler Group vehicles are projected to retain their value better than Ford or GM.
Chrysler Group vehicles have significantly improved quality over the last 3 years.
You know, there's still something missing here.
This Labor Day weekend, get employee pricing plus cash allowance on the remaining 2005 Chrysler, Jeep, and Dodge models.
So remember, if you can find a better car, buy it.
Now.
With up to 70% off ski and snowboard gear, the hard part's waiting for winter. It's Gart Sports Sneagrab, the world's largest ski and snowboard sale. Unbelievable deals on a huge selection of name brand skis, snowboards, boots, bindings, clothing, and accessories. Going on now at Gart Sports Castle, 10th and Broadway.
You know what I love about Subway restaurants? Same thing you do. Great tasting food and lots of it. They've got tons of choices, so you can get something different every day. And you get your money's worth. Hey guys, are we done yet? Because I'm going to go check out what deal they have today. Now this is a deal worth walking all the way across town for. The $2.49 daily special. Every day a different delicious 6-inch Subway sub on fresh baked bread for only $2.49. Heck, just saying the price makes me hungry. Subway, eat fresh.
Fans, now it's time for the Aflac trivia question. And the question is, what was Colorado's record after 3 games during its 1990 National Championship season? We'll have the Aflac trivia question answer coming up in just a couple of minutes. Huge defensive stand for Colorado right now.
They've been struggling. They felt a couple calls went against them on offense. The fans got involved in a negative way, but the defense has them backed up. And if they want to get something going for their offense, they need to at least keep them down here and force them to punt out of their own end zone.
Allen does the audible. Give it to Bell. Up over the 5 to the 7. He'll take that check with Jimmy Green to the 7-yard line. Well, you can't do that. You got the guys in the hole. You can't give up a 5-yard gain.
And it was one that seemed to be defensed well to begin with, but they were unable to finish the play from the defensive perspective. And you know that when they ran on the field, Mike Hankwitz talked to his defense about, hey, we've got them backed up. great place to force a turnover, guys.
Colorado moving a lot on defense. Looks like they're not sure where they want to line up. 2nd and 5. Up over the 10 to the 13-yard line. That'll be about a yard short of the first down again. And it's Jimmy Green just lowering his head. Hey, we talked about John Torp. How about Torp and Crosby and what they've done? And Charles, you touched on it, but I tell you that's just like that's a whole extra weapon when 35% of the game's usually special teams.
And now you have to utilize it. If you are the Colorado defense, you can't let those numbers go to waste.
Yeah. Well, that was a first down. Didn't get enough, so they got out of the hole.
They got them down there. You've got to keep them backed up. They've given up one first down. They can't afford to give up another. Otherwise, the field position battle changes again against Colorado.
And Hammersmith doing a good job calling the play for Colorado State. Holland's pass almost picked off. J.J. Billingsley was reaching over the back, intended for Green. Now here's the last drive for Colorado State. Bell, then Green. And here's the play.
Corey Sperry running back against the green. And then after the fake, how about the concentration by Bartz, the tight end?
That's a guy that's 6'3", 249, all padded up and still able to get the hands on it. 2nd down and 10 now for Colorado State. Again, Holland will change the play. Colorado backs off, penalty flag. There'll be some motion in the backfield. That'll shove them back 5 yards.
Prior to the snap,
May have been
ball
on the line.
start. Number 76 on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Well, Josh Day out of Aurora, Colorado.
Yeah, the big throwback offensive lineman. They call him quiet but mean when he gets between the lines. They love the way that he plays. Maybe their best offensive lineman gets overlooked a little bit in terms of recognition. They say he just brings the lunch pail, goes to work, gets it done.
Most physical guy out there.
But this is now again, Colorado getting a gift in a sense, must capitalize on it.
Holland, they try the draw. Some running room. Colorado closes quickly on Jimmy Green. Brian Ewu spent most of the first half on the sideline. He is back, and that was huge. One of the captains of this team, and that'll bring up a 4th down. And it looks like it'll be about 3rd down.
And that was what we just saw there, the benefit of playing zone coverage. What I mean by that was Colorado had a zone coverage, and that means the defensive guys, the linebackers in the secondary, able to keep their eyes forward towards the line of scrimmage. Ewu saw the play, came from his defensive drop, and made the tackle.
3rd and 10. Roberts and Walker to the right. Holland, the deep flat pass. That's going to be picked off. Lorenzo Sims. Sometimes Holland does try to force the ball. Was that a case of trying to do too much with not enough there?
Yes, and pressure. Because when he set up to throw the ball, the pressure was in his face. At that point, it was time to tuck it down, take the sack, and punt the ball away. That didn't happen. Colorado gets exactly what they were looking for. A big turnover deep in Colorado State's territory. That's how you help your offense and take advantage of the great stat we showed earlier about the kicking game helping out the Colorado defense.
Now you can see the turnover situation. That's something that's really hurt Colorado with 2. Colorado State now with 1. Fumble it right back. It's still loose. Colorado State has it. Miles Coach Avery has an interception. Now he has a fumble recovery that was forced by Jamal Hall. I don't think that Colorado has any toes left. They shot themselves in the foot so many times today.
Well, if you go back to a point that you made earlier, you asked me about, how about these running backs who weren't hit much in the fall? What about ball security? That was a question we asked Gary Barnett in the meeting. And he said, well, we've done a lot of other drills having them work on ball security with Sean Sims, their running backs coach. They weren't hitting live contact, though. There's nothing like getting out into the middle of a game with young kids. And Gary Barnett freely admitted to us, we don't know what's going to happen with these kids. We think they'll be okay, but thus far, we're seeing early jitters from some youngsters.
Fourth fumble, they've lost 2 this afternoon. So they just blew a golden opportunity. Bell is tripped up, but not before he picks up 4 or 5. J.J. Billingsley is down. Coming off that knee surgery last year. Only played in 2 games, and he is the pillar of strength for this defense.
So watching Bell starting to impose his will a little bit with his running, and Billingsley goes low and takes on one of those big thighs of Kyle Bell. Another tough, hard run. That's what they say. Football's not a contact sport. It's a collision sport.
Oh, yeah.
And there have been a number of collisions on both sides. And let me give you a quick perspective for defense right now. They just went to the heights, right? Got an interception, forced a turnover, gave the ball to their offense in a great spot. They're on the bench congratulating each other, happy, and all of a sudden you hear sudden change, which means you got to go right back out onto the field. That's a tough one mentally to handle, so you got to be careful here and watch to see if Colorado State tries to go deep and take advantage of them while they're unsettled.
Colorado State's defense has been on the field a lot. Bell has stood up. In fact, the Colorado State's offense is about +6 minutes as far as possession time. And it's warm out here.
I think Dan Hammerschmidt, the coordinator of Colorado State, is enjoying what his offensive line is giving him.
Oh, yeah.
I've got to admit, I would have thought about taking a shot on 2nd down. You know, you got a little bit unsettled defense coming back out there after what's happened. Time's going to run out here in the 3rd quarter, which is good probably for Colorado to try and get a little bit of a blow. But I might have taken a shot downfield just to see if I could increase my luck.
Well, it was 14-10 at intermission. Colorado State, they tacked another touchdown on. Bartz from Holland. That made it 21-10, and that is where we are right now. 1 quarter left. Can the Buffaloes extend their win streak over Colorado State to 3 games? Or will Colorado State have the bragging rights?
It's a different world when you've got a Hemi. Charger unleashed.
What's gotten into people lately?
Introducing Power Bar Triple Threat. It fuels like a power bar and tastes like a candy bar.
Taste, energy, nutrition.
One bite and you'll feel like you can take on anything. Power Bar. Be great.
He's been a killer, a renegade cop, and a Jedi Knight. He's always been the man.
Excuse me.
Until now.
The sooner you start treating me like a partner. Hey, we are not partners.
Samuel L. Jackson, Eugene Levy.
You shot me, you dragged me all over town. Hey, I've got news for you, homie. I'm now calling the shots. So you're the man? Yes, I am the man.
The Man. Rated PG-13. Starts September 9th.
Welcome back to TBS Saturday Night College Football presented by Orbitz. As we get set to start the 4th quarter, Colorado State leads at 21-10. Along with Craig Sager and Charles Davis, I'm Ron Thulin. 3rd down and 6 for Colorado State. Ball on their own 47-yard line.
4 wides, balance set.
Colorado brings 4. The pressure collapses. There's a duck in the air, and it's picked off by Colorado again. The 2nd interception Acarika Dawn coming down with a football. The senior out of Sugar Land, Texas.
The beneficiary of terrific pressure. I thought it was Abraham Wright, 53, from the right side of your screen. There he is. See him batting the ball? Great job by Wright. Couldn't get there for the sack, but got an arm up and forced a bad throw. And Acarika Dawn, a former defensive back, now playing linebacker, gets a second interception in 2 possessions. 2 great stops by the Colorado defense.
Hey, the Colorado offense better do their share.
It's time for them to pick up their share of the load, isn't it?
Absolutely. Platt dumps it off in the flat to Vickers. He is just hog-tied at the 48-yard line. He may even lose a yard on that play. Courtney Jones is there for the stop. Now, if you don't think this is a big game for these two teams, back in 2002, Colorado State won 19-14. Colorado went on to win the North Division. First to 3, Colorado State people said, we don't care. We beat you. And they keep reminding them of that little fact.
And then you flip it around, and Colorado State ended up in a bowl game when Colorado beat them one year. And the Buffalo fans said, forget the bowl game.
Yeah.
We beat you guys.
That's right. It's beautiful. It's a wonderful thing. He did lose a yard on that play. I don't know where Platt was throwing that ball. It was intended for Patrick Williams, a redshirt freshman who was on a streak pattern right down the sideline. But it's been a series of turnovers in this half. Holland, he's picked off by Sims. Then we have Charles with a fumble. And then Holland goes and returns the favor. He's picked off by Dawn. So somebody has to capitalize on this.
And what I think Gary Barnett's wondering right now is his offensive line is allowing a lot of pressure in the face of Joel Klatt. They're going to have to stand up and be stout and give their quarterback a chance to throw the football.
Klatt rifles it over the middle. Pass is complete inside the 30-yard line down to the 28. Joe Klopfenstein. His 3rd reception of the game.
Klopfenstein, number 89, running into the seam. And Klatt finds him and gets him the ball. And what I've been impressed about with the Colorado tight ends is the way they adjust to the football. He was running inside. The ball came back on the outside of him. He adjusted and made another fine catch. And what happened on that play? Good pass protection for Joel Klatt. Able to step up and throw a strike.
Well, Gary Barnett said he was not sure of the passing game. He's afraid they're going to lock down on 2 of their wide receivers and just sit back and wait. Trying to open things up now. Platt, empty backfield, going down the sideline. Pass is incomplete. Looking for Evan Judge. May have been shoved out of bounds anyway.
And the tough thing for Gary Barnett is he's got a couple of starters that have been dinged up on the offensive line. You know, I don't think that Brian Daniels has come back into the ball game since going off in the first half, and he has All-American potential. And Tyler Columbus, number 77, he's been dinged up a lot also. Came into the game with a bad shoulder.
Right.
He was hurt earlier, as Craig Sager reported to us.
That with a quick toss, some running room. Charles breaks it. Touchdown, Colorado! Gary Barnett says he's the fastest guy he's ever had. He makes up for the fumble, takes the corner, dances into the end zone, and Gary Barnett wants to go for 2.
And he looks at the scoreboard and realizes if he gets 2, he's only down 3. Now, if you've listened to us in the past, I'm not huge on chasing points. But I think Gary Barnett's wondering how many opportunities he will have.
That's right.
So he wants to get them now. They are in the 4th quarter. So he wants to get it and make it a 3-point game if at all possible.
Vickers and Charles in the backfield. Colorado State moving around on defense. 4-2. Platt rolling out, buying some time. Has a man in the end zone. Caught. It's good. Evan Judge coming down with the ball. Hugh Charles showed that speed, the sophomore out of South Lake, Texas. Second collegiate touchdown. Makes it look easy. Then they decide to go for two. Klatt doing a good job of buying some time. Has the pressure on him. Finds Judge. And now we've got a three-point ball game with 13:32 left.
Hey. Hey. Whew. Yeah. You look relaxed for somebody in your condition.
It's because I have Aflac.
What do you mean?
Well, when I'm hurt and miss work, Aflac gives me cash to help pay bills my health insurance doesn't.
You mean like car payments?
Mm-hmm.
Electric bills?
Mm-hmm.
Or the rent?
Yep. Even food. Chinese is here.
Great. I love duck.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
My name's Anna. I have cystic fibrosis. Sure, I want to be healthy. But you really can't do anything about that. Like all kids, I just want to have some fun. Because of donations to Make-A-Wish Foundation of Colorado, I received a wish. An all-expense-paid shopping spree at a big, cool mall. All it takes are donations from you to make a wish come true.
Kick the motor into overdrive.
Comcast high-speed internet. With 6 megs of speed, DSL can't match. And features DSL just doesn't have. If you're settling for DSL, you're not just getting less, you're getting left behind. No wonder more people choose Comcast. Call 1-888-COMCAST today.
We told you at the top of the show the last 3 games between these two teams, margin of victory was 5. It's at 3 now. Colorado State has led most of the way. It's 21-18, but still a lot of time left here in the fourth quarter. Along with Craig Sager and Charles Davis, I'm Ron Thulin. Let's see what kind of poise Colorado State has now.
Yeah, they have to remember they're not behind.
That's right.
You know, they've had back-to-back turnovers. It hasn't felt right, but they're still in the lead.
Over-end kick. George Hill from right of the goal line. He is going to make it up to the 25-yard line. Now, one of the great quarterbacks here at Colorado is a guy by the name of Cordell Stewart. He's with our Craig Sager right now.
Well, thanks, Ron. Cordell Stewart played in this game 4 times, going as far as starting as a freshman. Tell us a little bit about what it means for a Colorado alum to come back here and try to beat Colorado State.
Well, I mean, just to come back and be a part of the camaraderie of the team and the city and the fans and how they enjoy it, it means a lot. But this game right here is all about in-state claims and rights and all that good stuff. And I remember when I played and we spanked them pretty good. I'm going to say it out loud. So it looked like we're getting a chance to spank them pretty soon. So we're down by, what, 3? Still got time. Fourth quarter. You never know what happens, right?
We're used to seeing you, obviously, on the NFL Sundays. You're back here just 1 class away from graduating. Congratulations on your pending graduation. But still, looking at you, you can still play in the NFL. Any chances you're going to try to come back?
Oh, yeah, I still can play. I'm still fresh, still young. It's just a matter of where can I fit in. And I'm still playing. Just a matter of waiting on that phone call.
How are you working out?
I'm sorry?
How do you work out?
Well, I work down in Atlanta with my trainer, Rope Man, down in up at Buford Highway. He worked with me real good, so just getting it done, just maintaining, lifting, running, throwing, doing everything I can to stay in shape.
Congratulations on the graduation. Wish you the best.
Thank you.
All right, Craig, it's 2nd and 10 for Colorado State. Holland going deep, has a man, got a step on the defense. It's going to be incomplete, and Lorenzo Sims was step for step with George Hill, who started to separate. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 10.
One thing about Lorenzo Sims, you gotta love his effort. See the wrap on his left leg?
Yeah.
That's not for show, all right? That's not a style thing for him. He has a bad knee. He has an injured toe that they say needs surgery, but if he gets it, he's probably out 2 years. You know, he's taking cortisone shots to be able to play. He's one of the toughest kids that you're going to find in college football, and he's playing a nice ball game here today.
Corey Sperry's in the slot, Anderson to the near side on 3rd down and 10.
Where do you go on a 3rd and 10 if you're Colorado State? Think number 4.
Looking for Anderson. There he is. He's got it. Up to the 34-yard line, but he will be short of the 1st down. Tyrone Henderson corralled him, but what a hit Anderson took, but still held out of the football.
Jarrett Burrow, number 31, in coverage, runs him inside. Tom Hubbard reads the play, comes there, and Tyrone Henderson also. Remember earlier how open he got on a third and long play? And we said, if you're going to err on the side of covering the guy you know can hurt you. They just did it there. He attracted so much attention, leads to a punt. Another great series, the third in a row by the Colorado defense.
Well, Joe Carney almost got just totally wrapped up the last time as the rush came straight up the middle. And he was dropped. Here comes the rush again. Good kick. That's going to be a penalty. You can't do that. Stephon Robinson had no chance.
Yeah, it looked like LaDon Levine, number 28, a backup defensive back, did not locate the football, and that's going to cost them big yardage. You know, my coach in college, Johnny Majors, used to talk about penalties and what happens in the kicking game, the area of hidden yardage.
That's
you know, we might not note it in the stats, but that's going to change field position.
And this is going to change it a lot.
Kick catch interference on the kicking team. Number 28, 15-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. First down.
Well, instead of the ball being inside the 20-yard line, somewhere down about the 12, Colorado's going to get decent field position. They have plenty of time to work with. 12:20 to play in the fourth. They only trail by 3.
I get up every morning. I'm excited to come to CSU.
I love CSU's campus. I liked the people that I met. I felt at home here, right, the first time I ever came up here. I chose CSU because I think that the faculty are great. They really do care about the success of their students.
There are so many unique things that you could take advantage of at this university, and it's in a very comfortable setting.
It's the place you want to graduate from.
I chose Colorado State.
Don't hear us. We're blowing the door.
Copy that.
Styles.
All set.
What's that sound?
I don't hear anything. Let's focus, people.
On my count, 5, 4, 3, 2.
What the hell was that noise?
Damn it.
Styles? I'ma kick your skinny white.
Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Lockdown. Rated M for mature.
Officer, I am so buzzed. I am in no shape to drive. I've had a few too many. Will you arrest me?
Let's face it, impaired drivers will never just turn themselves in. The only way to find them is by cracking down from coast to coast. It doesn't matter where you live. If you drive impaired, you will be arrested. You drink, you drive, you lose.
Now it's time to give the answer to tonight's Aflac trivia question. The question was, what was Colorado's record after 3 games during its 1990 national championship season? And the answer is 1-1-1. Colorado won 10 straight after the start, including their Orange Bowl victory over Notre Dame.
And split the national title with Georgia Tech that year, Bobby Ross's team.
Vickers, not much running room. You know, when Blake Mackey went down, one of the outstanding receivers for Colorado, Evan Judge went to the other receivers, including the young guys, and said, guys, we got to step up. Now it's time. Today, we've seen these receivers play a lot better than they did last year, and the tight ends. I think they've all stepped up their game about a half a notch.
And I give some of that credit to Sean Watson, the offensive coordinator. When they lost their wide receivers coach, Ted Gilmore, he took the wide receivers under his wing and brought them into meetings with the quarterbacks, trying to develop a bond and a trust, and also having both of them see what the other guy is seeing. And I think we're seeing the benefits of that.
Colorado still trying to pound it out. Charles over the 40-yard line up to about the 48-yard line. Now Hugh Charles, the youngster from Southlake, Texas, doing a good job today outside of 1 fumble.
And this is why Gary Barnett was gushing about him. You get him into open field with his speed and strength, he can make big plays for you. And he has done that today. And that last run that he had, that's the type of run that inspires an offensive line to block harder for you. He made something out of nothing, and those guys will redouble their efforts to help a guy like that from now on.
Into the flat, Penalty flag is thrown. That's going to be pass interference, but the pass is caught by Judge. Did a great job of fighting off. Sonny Lubic's not going to be happy. Same guy that had the interference on the fair catch comes up with the interference on the pass. So Don Levine. Now they're going to call it holding instead. Doesn't matter, still hurts.
Watch Judge working to the outside, coming there. You see he's pretty much wrapped up on him and locked up the whole way. That's why it was called a hold. But how about Evan Judge's strength to hand fight his way through and then use his body, and how competitive he was for the football. He decided it was his and not the defenders and went and took it.
This is a kid that just does everything right. Came on as a walk-on, continued to work hard, got awarded the scholarship, but he just does everything right for this program.
Now, he and his family put about $60,000 into his education before he was awarded the scholarship.
Yeah.
Can they get that back retroactively?
I wish.
I don't think the NCAA will let him, but...
No. Defensive holding, number 28. That's a 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. Automatic first down.
So that takes away a great reception by Evan Judge, but it helps the team because more yardage was gained by taking the penalty. So that's a true example of taking one for the squad.
That is exactly. You lose the stat, but just pick up a couple of yards. Why not? 10:51 to play. 1st and 10. All on the Colorado State 48-yard line.
Penalty situation now pretty much even. Going to a bunch formation here with the 3 receivers. Let's see how they scatter.
They all go to the right. Charles inside the 40. This young man got his pilot's license his sophomore year of high school, but he's flying tonight. Nading on the stop.
And a hold on the Colorado offensive front.
Oh, boy, oh, boy.
Each time they get a nice drive going, a good big play, they hurt themselves and bring it back. The good thing is...
Number 58 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the line of scrimmage. Repeat first down.
The positive for the Colorado offensive line, although after a hold and erasing a run like that, it's hard to find it. Tyler Palumba, 77, back in the ball game.
Yeah.
Right, Brian Daniels, 66, back in the ball. Has been back in the ball game. I saw him on the field previously. That time it was on Mark Fenton. Their center, who they say has become so good at finishing blocks. He was a terrific offensive lineman this spring for them.
Swings it out to the left. The young redshirt freshman Patrick Williams gets up to the 45-yard line. That'll be a pickup of about 3. Korenik and Garcia there to stop him. Closing in on 10 minutes to play in the 4th. Our 1st and 10 line is brought to you by Napa. That 1st and 10 line for Colorado is about 17 yards away.
That screen took a long time to develop.
Yeah.
It's a wide receiver screen, and they were counting on the offensive linemen to get out there and help them. Kind of a jailbreak type of a screen, but it took so long to develop that the Colorado State guys got underneath it and spoiled it.
2nd and 17. Here comes the rush. Platt is going to be dropped back at the 35-yard line. Miles Kochaver just continue to add to his stats. Fumble recovery, interception, now a sack. Throw in 3 tackles just for the heck of it.
And he's put pressure on the quarterback earlier in the ball game. He's going to come from the top of the screen. Miles Kochaver, the strong safety, coming up through the gap and gets to Joel Klatt. Watch out, comes free. See him come right through, totally unblocked. And he makes a big play. Now, I do remember my coaches saying, Davis, if no one blocks you and you don't make a play,
really.
That's when I'll really be mad. But in any event, a nice play by Miles Kochaver.
3rd down in the bundle, 26 for Colorado, trailing by 3. Pressure again, they slip it underneath the coverage. Barnett, and he is going to be dropped after he crosses the 40 up to about the 43-yard line. Alvin Barnett, the sophomore out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, East Central High School in Tulsa. They're going to be forced to kick it away. Now, the last time Colorado kicked, Torp had an outstanding punt that Colorado couldn't take advantage of. Let's see what happens now.
And provided Colorado State doesn't do anything wrong in the kicking game here, a great defensive possession for them. Sorely needed for their confidence. as the momentum had started to shift toward the guys in black and gold.
And he drills another one. 2 of his 3 punts have been inside the 20. Osborne trips up over the 15-yard line to the 18-yard line. 52-yard kick again for John Torp. We're going to take a break. 8:05 to play. Colorado State clinging to the 3-point lead. When we come back, they'll have the football on their own 18-yard line.
Monday night on TBS.
There's 2 billion Chinese people here. Let one of them be your partner.
Get ready for another rush.
And don't let this road fool you. This is the only color they had left. I'm sorry, man. Oh, y'all look alike.
Jackie Chan.
In Hong Kong, I'm Michael Jackson. You're Toto.
Chris Tucker.
You mean Tito.
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
Don't nobody understand the words that are coming out of your mouth, man.
Rush Hour 2, Sunday night at 8 on TBS.
Start having a great life. It's about living.
Reintroducing the Kia Sportage. With a 10-year warranty. Available V6. And advanced safety features. The SUV with everything is now for everyone. The Kia Sportage. Starting around $16,000.
You'd never hear this from John, but he owns the best car repair shop in town. He's got a well-deserved reputation for getting it right the first time. He listens to his customers. He uses top-quality Napa parts, and he backs up his work every time. Now, as much as we'd like to take credit for it, a shop like John's isn't this good because there's a Napa sign out front. Fact is, there's a Napa sign out front because John's shop is this good.
Got about 30 seconds.
We got about 30 seconds to tea time, right? 73, we got heads up for Q's, right? Heads up for Q's this week. Nice, nice, keep coming. Well done, in the huddle. Good job, O-line. Come on, get him in and out today, Zach. Got a lot of work to do, man. Heads up, here we go. Just want to let you guys know I hate being mic'd up.
Coach, we won't mic you up next Saturday as TBS continues college football, 7 o'clock Eastern. Wake Forest travels to Lincoln to take on the Nebraska Cornhuskers and Coach Callahan. Colorado State now has the luxury of 7:59 to try to waste. Colorado with 2 timeouts, the Rams with 3, but they have the advantage. Is this a case that you want to be smart on your offense, but you can't do things that are uncharacteristic for you, right? I mean, you don't want to be, too passive.
And you can't go into a shell because of the 2 interceptions. You got to talk to your guys about protecting your passer better and give him the opportunity to throw the football. But at the same time, you know where you are on the field, you're still ahead, and when you got explosive runs as you just got on first down, that really eases what you're doing on offense.
They're just going to keep it on the ground, and that'll be a first down for Colorado State. First stop. Nnamdi Ohere was expected to be the featured running back for this Colorado State offense. He was injured. Kyle Bell, the sophomore's taken over the running load. And they really wanted to find that featured running back, I think. I think Colorado State, you like to play 2, but most coaches want to play 1.
And Kyle Bell is making a case for it. Nnamdi Ohere limped off the field earlier today. Kyle Bell has stepped into the breach and has run the football pretty well all day long.
Absolutely. We'll try it again. He is picking up 3, 4, 5 yards a chunk. Lorenzo Sims with his 7th tackle.
And earlier in the game, I gave a lot of credit to the offensive line of Colorado State, named them all and talked about what they've done. Think about this. They are starting 2 guys on the offensive line that are converted H-back tight ends. All right, Brandon Alkinsell, a former tight end, caught 1 ball last year. Clint Oldenburg played guard last year, but had been a tight end before that. He's now a tackle, and I'm loving the body lean that Kyle Bell is running with. Even when he's tackled, he's moving forward.
Will put it up, pass is tipped. Falls harmlessly incomplete. Walter Boydo got the hand on it. Let's take a look back at our keys we told you about in that opening quarter. Let's go to Colorado State first, Charles.
Yeah, the toughness up front on the O-line and D-line, the rush yards are really starting to pile up. They've held Colorado to 109. That's pretty good. Finding a feature back, Bell stepping into the breach with 65 yards. Controlled aggressiveness, 67% completion. He's been under control with 2 interceptions. That's the downside. One of them definitely wasn't his fault, though. Hit while he was trying to throw the ball.
3rd down and 4 inside of 6.5. A must-stop situation for the Bucs. They go to Anderson. Gets the first down. Penalty flag is thrown as he crosses the 45 up to the 47. Anderson's 10th reception of the afternoon. And it's going to be a hold.
Holding on the offense, number 92. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Repeat 3rd down. 10 yards right there.
And that's Matt Bartz, the tight end, trying to block on the wide receiver screen, and they picked up the first down, but all for naught. But this guy, if you watch him play just one time, if you don't have admiration for him or have respect, then I'm not sure what you're watching.
I agree.
He's the quintessential college football player. Loves the game, passionate about it, and the toughness. How about that last catch? 9 receptions today, 1 touchdown for the last catch, and then he ducks inside and puts his head down to get the first down. Not dancing to the sidelines, not trying to go down.
I tell you what, he's an impressive young man.
Give me 11 David Andersons any day.
Absolutely, they need him now. 3rd and 10, and it is loud at Folsom Field. Howard into the flag, caught by Matt Bartz. It'll be short of the first down. He's right at the 40, needed to get up to about the 43.5-yard line. So with 5:51, Colorado will get the ball back. Maybe.
Now they need a good kick out of the gold shoe guy, Jimmy Kaler. He's got to change field position and help out his defense here.
Now, he's not trying to be flashy. The reason he wears a gold shoe is they don't make a black one. It's a soccer shoe.
In that style shoe. That's the shoe that Ronaldo, the great Brazilian soccer star, wears. What do you say? Red, gold, and blue, and that's it.
He picked the right color. Taylor, good snap. Here comes the rush. He barely gets it away, but it's a good kick. Robinson shakes 1 tackle. Look out. Gets a block. Gets another block. Oh, my! He's got running room. Penalty flag is thrown. He gets up to the 45-yard line. When Colorado State's Jeff Horenick was detonated at the 12-yard line, and he is still down. Sonny Lubit's coming over to make sure he's okay. Boy, I'm telling you, you better make sure that he hears a bunch of phones ringing. He's just not sure where they are.
Block in the back, number 43 of the return team. Half the distance to the goal line. First down.
Now they're calling it a block in the back, so the 52-yard return is negated, and they're going to bring it back. Looking at it again. We're going to have to take a look at that one again. We'll take a break. 4:58 to play.
What do you feel like tonight, chicken or beef?
Whatever.
Just pick one.
Want more variety?
Welcome to Chili's.
Hurry into Chili's now for our new Triple Dipper dinner for just $9.99. Build your own full meal from 7 of Chili's dippable favorites, like our famous boneless buffalo wings, new Chipotle lobster rolls, or our new hot spinach and artichoke dip. New Triple Dipper dinner, just $9.99 for a limited time. Come on, live a little.
There's a change taking place, a wave of self-expression, and it's being driven by people with a vision to live life, not by some rule book, but on their own terms. Star Motorcycles. We build it, you make it your own, exclusively at your Yamaha dealer.
College football on TBS, brought to you by Kia Motors. Kia, the power to surprise. By TIAA Creft, financial service for the greater good. By Orbitz. Log on to Orbitz.com today. Book your hotel and flight together and save. It's that easy. Orbitz and go. And by Star Motorcycles from Yamaha. We build it, you make it yours. 4:58 to play. Along with Charles Davis, Craig Sager, I'm Ron Thulin. That penalty was not on the hit on Hrenek, by the way. It was after that. That was a clean hit. But nevertheless, Colorado is backed up. They have to treat this like this is the last drive of the game. Platt's got a man open. First down over the 35-yard line. Up to about the 38-yard line. Dusty Sprague. His 4th reception, none bigger than that one.
And this is good coaching by Sean Watson. A great route by Dusty Sprague. But the reason I say it's good coaching is because LaDon Levine, number 28's in the game out at the corner. Darrell Williams, the starter, is not in. It's an old adage in coaching. Hey, if the second guy's in, go after him, because if he were that good, he would have been starting. So go test him out. And Dusty Sprague did and found him wanting on that play.
33-yard pickup. Again, has another man open. Klopfenstein inside the 40, down to the 37-yard line, his 4th reception. That's the Joel Klatt we thought we would have seen in the first half.
Running in the seams, linebacker trying to run underneath. Unable to do so. Hrenek's not there. Courtney Jones left way behind, and they're able to get the ball to Klopfenstein before the safeties can come over and make any kind of a play on the football.
And we have another player down. I want to speculate who it is. Looks like it's Matt Rupp.
Or Quinn Signuski from Colorado.
Yep.
A 6-year senior tight end. That's a guy who's had some tough luck along the way. You documented it earlier.
Yeah. Now we got a timeout in the action here. Let's check in with Ernie Johnson in Atlanta for a little Washington update. EJ?
All right, thank you, Ron. The debut with the Huskies for Tyrone Willingham, and looked good for a while. Isaiah Stanback, the quarterback, pump fake into the air to Cody Ellis, 27 yards, 17-6 lead. It was 17-13, under a minute to go. Air Force. Sean Carney with the sneak makes it 20-17. About 14 seconds to play in that game as Washington is trying to drive to a tying field goal. We'll keep you posted, too.
All right, EJ, thanks. Ty Willingham's going to do a great job at Washington. Colorado back out of the attack. Platt tries to slip away. Tucks the football and just takes the seed, and he'll lose about 5 on the play. Delroy Park with his first sack. That's the 3rd for the team. Now, when Stepniewski went off the field, I'll tell you what, he pointed at somebody at Colorado State and says, "I've got your number." He was hot. Watch this.
Wasn't real happy about the blow he received.
I got you. I'll tell you what, if I saw him in a dark alley, I'd go the other way, too.
Let me help you with this one, Ron. I don't need a dark alley. All right? I see him just fine in the daylight.
Ooh, I think it's the do-rag from Granger, Iowa.
And he's back out there to try and pay off on that one.
2nd down and 15, 4 on the play clock. 2-1, he gets it off in time. Platt steps up, lets it fly, has a man complete up to the 32-yard line. Patrick Williams, the redshirt freshman. Jamal Hall was chasing Platt around, still able to get it away. Closing in on 3 to play. 3rd down and 3.
Love the presence of Joel Klatt being able to step inside of Jamal Hall's rush and deliver downfield. And how about the redshirt freshman Patrick Williams? Not trying to do anything spectacular, just securing the catch.
Yeah. And his first collegiate reception tonight. Clock is moving. Klopfenstein's in the slot, goes across the middle. Platt steps up. Pass. Good defensive effort by Colorado State. Miles Kochaver, who has had an outstanding game, got his hand on it.
Look at Kochaver inside and gets his, wow, he even got the upfield arm in front. Trying to get it and pull it in for the interception to kill the drive, because Mason Crosby is well within his range.
They're going to mark it at the 38-yard line. This is a 48-yard attempt for Crosby. He was 3 of 5 within this distance last year. Good snap. The kick is on its way. splits the uprights, and it is good. The nation's best kicker has tied the game. Now you see last year's numbers. This guy's nickname should be automatic.
Look at the 30 to 40 yards and then 50 plus.
Yeah.
5 of 8, including a 60-yarder.
And he's celebrating his 21st birthday today. We talked to Gary Barnett on Thursday night, and he goes, yeah, it's pretty good practice today. Crosby was sitting back there hitting 62-yarders. He says he's clearing the uprights by a lot.
What impresses me most about Mason Crosby and Torp, John Torp, the punter, is the ease in the way that they hit the ball. You know, it's a lot of guys when they go for the big shot, there's a real almost violence in how they go about it. These guys look the same whether they're pooching it or bombing it. It's amazing.
2:32. Colorado State will have to work with. They want to avoid overtime. Crosby set to kick it away. A line driver. Hill looking for the wedge. Nothing there. Gets pushed back right at the 20-yard line. Stay tuned after our game. The Atlanta Braves look to take the second game of their series against the visiting Cincinnati Reds. The Braves took game 1 last night, 7-4. Chipper Jones homered. Pitcher Tim Hudson added a triple. That'll be coming up. Reds-Braves next on Braves TBS Baseball.
All right, let's set this up. The story of the second half has been the Colorado defense after the first flurry by Colorado State. But right now, Sonny Lubick and his staff have told his team there cannot be a 3-and-out on offense. That leaves Colorado too much time. If they get the ball back, they've got to get some first downs.
And there's that defense swarming around Kyle Bell again. James Gary, the senior out of Colorado Springs Mitchell High School, comes up to make the stop. This is a young man that was just 205 pounds when he signed with CU. Put him about 275 now. Billingsley is back, so he's okay.
That's good eating and good time in the weight room. Just slap that on. But see, if you're Colorado State, you're not playing to get to overtime, but you're also not wanting to put yourself in a spot for an easy score for Colorado as we see the total yards here in the second half.
Especially with Colorado having Crosby. Holland looking, throwing. Oh, he throws it into coverage again. Burrow picks it off. He's at the 25, goes down at the 22-yard line. The second time Holland has made an ill-advised throw into traffic. Talked to Mike Hankwitz yesterday. We said, do you want to make him run around? He said, he's not as good when he does that.
And that was his worst throw of the day because it's one he has to eat. He knows the position his team is in. You're backed up a little bit. You don't, what did I just say? You don't want to give them an easy opportunity. That's exactly what Justin Holland just did. The most ill-advised throw that he's had. And how about them in the second half? Touchdown, interception, punt, interception. Colorado State on offense.
Colorado is already within field goal range. Charles, oh, what a move! Again, to the outside. Goodbye, Hugh Charles.
Formal training Torrey Wilson has had, but I can assume that it is much